welcome to another episode of Varinheim. Before we get started, quick shout out to our sponsor, D&D Beyond, an online digital tool set for DMs and players alike. If you need to keep track of your inventory, your gold, your hit points, and or want to share a character with a friend, go check out D&D Beyond. Now, last session, the players are traveling to Dawnvault with Garrick to track down a Caden Kursk, the man that supposedly is responsible for his death, and that he has now got a revenge adventure against. The players have been traveling there for about, if I want to say, 2 days. And last night, they decided to take a break, get a good night rest, when Saphira got an unexpected visitor that decided to essentially play a game. And that's where we left off. So we'll pick up from there. Let's bring them in. I didn't realize how, just my hair is. Anyway, so
I feel you. This humidity's been crazy.
I will stab you legally.
Hey, no, I feel you. The humidity's been driving me nuts.
Has more hair
It
than
might
you do.
it might not be up here, but it's still here.
Yeah, Anyway, so that being said, so you guys left off. Saphira, in the middle of the night during your watch, you had a unexpected visitor pay you a visit. Asked you if you wanted to play a game. You responded in kind by shooting an arrow in his general
I
direction.
shot first, but
True. The arrow flew past him. He then bamfed out and then bamfed back in with a rather large red and black ape-like creature with tusks, but a lot larger than your normal size ape. It's actually over twice. It's like twice your size at least. And then just essentially went, here you go, and then bamfed back out. And that is where we left off last night.
yep,
Or
I
last
was
session.
releasing the other arrow I know into its face.
Right. So if you want to go ahead and just roll that with disadvantage, you may.
Yes, so will. That is plus 6 or so. 18 to hit.
I am not mistaken. That actually does. So roll damage.
Shit, what is my damage for that? This one. Not a lot. 4 damage.
4 damage. So as this thing is just, you just out of sheer panic just let this arrow fly and just kind of lodges in the upper part of his shoulder. You can just see it kind of sticking in his skin just barely, and it's just and then just instantly turns. So we're gonna roll initiative at this point.
Has this woken us up?
I would
remember
say,
the alarm spells.
Yes, I would say that
Okay.
it has. So
I thought we had an alarm spell. I thought both Tanithil and Emerald have alarm spells going.
They do. Because remember, Emerald woke up. His is silent, Tanithil's isn't, but Emerald woke up immediately yelling at Tobor and then, oh, big red ape thing.
yeah,
I'm a team player, and I want everybody to wake up when we have danger, not just me.
right. All right. So Saphira, what'd you roll?
Give me a sec.
Yeah.
I got a 12.
First one.
Well, that's cute.
I
So
got
you
a
roll
19.
Got a 19.
I couldn't remember if I have initiative. I think
Where
that comes
are
from level
we
7.
on this combat map so I can pull us
Bottom
in?
right.
Bottom right.
Okay.
Cricket, what'd you roll?
I got a natural 20 of 25.
Fucking crickets on the roll.
Yes.
Cricket
Fida.
woke up ready to party.
I got a natural 20 plus 2 for 22.
Hey!
All right, so cricket's gonna be up first, followed by Fida, followed by is that a Tanith? No, Sphera, followed by Tanithil, followed by this big monster, then Emerald. All right, cricket.
Cricket.
Thought I rolled well.
Cricket was ready to be touched. She was ready
I
to
was
wake
gonna
up.
say I was touched last night. I warned her being touched.
So if I'm not mistaken, it is night out, so the light only gives off if I'm not mistaken, camps give 30 feet of light, and then it's 30 feet of dim light after that for a total of 60 altogether. Just letting y'all know.
So we're in bright right now.
Correct. So anyway, cricket, you're like I would say like you kind of like get up like kind of the middle between a Saphira and Tobor's kind of like interaction.
Yeah,
And
feathers
then you
sticking
just
up everywhere.
right, and all of a sudden you just see Tobor just with like this giant ape creature. Saphira's like letting go of the arrow, and you just see it like getting ready to swing. Your turn.
Oh, stretch. Um, she's going to tippy toe between the bodies. Excuse me. Pardon me. And there are so many things. Okay. Oh no, because I had to roll boo things. Okay. Let's. I have wicked bedhead, like crazy feathers sticking up, like one in the forehead. She's going to yell out, pointing, "You touched me!" And and going to see what would I do? Going to run up and I'm going to use my quarterstaff to hit it in the kneecap.
And the kneecap.
Yes. How tall is this thing?
All right, so this thing's like 10 feet tall.
Okay.
About 10 feet tall, and I would say 400 pounds, roughly.
Ooh,
Oh,
biggin.
It's a big boy. So you're running up to it and just hitting it with the quarterstaff. You guys, by the way, have control of your tokens, and I know y'all do.
yep, I
I
moved
made
him.
sure of that.
I moved me. Mm-hmm. I'm
All
gonna go
right,
ahead. Yep, and take a hit at the knee.
roll for it.
Okay. My hands feel weird. Okay. Okay, hold on. 21.
That hits.
Okay. Good. I'm going to full two-hand swing on it. Woo. That's a full 8 plus 5. 13. And then from my boon, I have a +1 damage. For 3 turns, I had 1 to my damage rolls, so 14 damage.
14 damage.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, you just kind of like come in and whack right across the knees with the
Mhm.
quarterstaff. Like you just see, just kind of like you hear your quarterstaff like crack against his knee, but it just hardly budges it at all.
I want to take a good look at it. You know, like just kind of once I'm really up on it, just looking up and down on it.
Okay.
I kind of want to gauge to see what would be the best way to engage an opponent like this based off
Okay.
its physique.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna have you roll. I'd say perception for that.
Perception.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that it for your turn?
Um, Yeah, gain
All right.
current. Wait. So one of my boons is I gain proficiency or double current proficiency bonus on next skill check. So I'm not proficient in perception. So would I become proficient for this
You
one?
add
Add your
your
proficiency then.
modifier to the roll.
Okay.
Yep.
Not bad. So
The simple
11
way to do that is
plus 5, 16 plus proficiency bonus. Wait, that's 16, yeah. Plus 3, 19 perception.
Okay. I will let you know on your turn. All right. So, Fida, you're up.
Oh,
I'm
music.
assuming that the wagon is completely covered, so we can't actually see through it. So
I mean, I kind of figured y'all's. We never actually fully specified what kind of wagon it was. I figured it was more like kind of open with like a
Cricket
area to
built.
sit.
there was a
walls
picture
and
that was
canopy.
definitely posted, and she built an entire framework on top of it. So I'm
Well,
just wondering
that's
if the
great.
walls are open at all.
All right.
The
So
back is.
I was unaware of that.
It was in Varinheim
Okay.
chat. So yeah.
That's
Actually,
that's great.
Cricket. The question for you is it a solid wall or is it like a cloth wall? And is it open? Is it something we roll up or?
It is. It's got You have to go at one end
Okay.
All right, so
or two ends.
so
Next
The
question
back and the
is
front
next.
are.
Okay, back and front are both open upable.
Mhm.
Okay, so I am
Just more of
hopping
a
out this
carriage,
way
not a
to
wagon.
right there out of the front. And I am going to hex it. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast as cantrip for the bonus action. So first one is that is a 14.
That does not hit.
Okay,
I
second
guess
beam.
right by him. Next
Second
one.
beam is an 18.
That one does hit.
Yep. 15 plus 2 necrotic.
15 damage and 2 necrotic for
Yes,
17
and
total.
for 17 total, and the hex is going to be against, you know what, we're gonna say strength abilities. That's my
Alright.
turn.
Sphere, you're up.
you are going to drop the bow and pick up the maul, and we're gonna come over next to Cricket because she wants to be between it and the cart.
Okay.
And everyone else, and we're gonna swing at its other leg.
Go for it.
Rage first, of course, but it's just the one, yeah. Ugh. You said 14 misses, right?
Yep. 14 does not hit.
Alright, so we'll take another swing. That one's a 21 to hit.
That one does hit. I take it you're hitting with your maul, correct?
Yes.
So it's just right against like kind of upper portion of the thigh of this creature, and it just kind of like it just grabs at it and just kind of like swing its arm
17.
at you. Roll damage.
17 total.
17. All right. All right. Anethil, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to slap a mage armor on myself so I don't die. Hop out the back end of the wagon, and I will start my blade song and just maneuver around this way. That's everything.
Okay.
I'm prepared.
Alrighty. It is. All right. It's automatically like kind of like it's seeing like all y'all like kind of like around it. It's just gonna bolt to try and get away from you guys. It's actually gonna do double movement.
I am swinging at it.
That's fine.
22 to hit.
Yeah.
Means it does not move. Sentinel.
Sentinel.
If I hit it as an opportunity attack, its movement is reduced to 0.
Alrighty. So you roll 22.
22
What's
to
the
hit,
damage?
yes. 8, 12,
I got 8
14.
damage for you.
14.
Yes.
Like as like you like it kind of goes to go, you just hit it and it just instantly just turns and like all its fury just comes bearing down on Saphira.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, oh, shit. 17, 19, and then it critted. What's your AC?
Those all hit.
Those shit. Okay.
I gotta take it.
And then the bite.
Her AC is 16.
Okay. All right. So, boink. I just need this actually. And 11 plus 12, so 23 plus math is hard, guys. 23 plus 6 is 29 plus 8, 37.
And then half.
That's the
Or is
first
that
hit,
half?
or
That's are you raging at this point or no?
yes.
You are raging. Okay, so at that point, half of 37 is 16.
18.
18.
18. Well,
Yeah.
technically, you're supposed to round up. I like rounding
No,
down.
you round everything down.
Oh, then
Almost
it should-
everything in 5e is rounded down. There are very
Oh,
few
oh.
things that round up. Those that do
Then
round up
math is really
specify.
hard for me. The math is really hard. So, yeah, 18. Why did I want to say 17? I don't know why.
Because it's technically 18 and a half. I don't know.
I don't know.
But it
18. So, like, it just, like, you just see Saphira it just punches directly in her chest and then just bites you, like, right on your shoulder. Emerald, you're up.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I guess I will get up and I have 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I am going to cast Bless at second
Okay.
level. And all 4 of you are blessed.
Yay.
Ooh.
You all gain a d4 you can add to attack rolls and saving throws.
To all or just once?
All.
All. As long
Okay.
as my concentration does not break, you got that then.
Awesome. Thank you.
And then I am going to, where is it? Sorry, it's on here somewhere. Within 60 feet. Cool. I will cast an inspiration out to, let's do Tanaka. You get a half asleep toot toot from the horn, and you are inspired.
You're inspired.
Inspirational. What's your inspiration die?
It's a d6.
Cool.
And can I end my turn by trying to see if Tobor is still here.
Yeah, just roll perception.
Uh, 7 for a 15.
Okay. I will let you know when it's on. Cricket, your view of the creature, you realize that the knees are actually pretty weak. It's just it was holding itself up because it was well built. At this point, though, with the beating that's already kind of gone, you can already see it's kind of like taking quite a few hits where it's kind of like leaning to one side and to the left, to be precise. You can see like the left leg is kind of getting ready to go out.
She might not be back yet.
Oh, that's nice.
Doesn't appear so.
Someone was talking to her.
Gotcha. Completely forgot your character as Sentinel.
Um, if we need, we could put her turn off until she gets back.
I am. Fido, your go.
I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast, so 2 beams. It's a 13 plus 8 is 21, and that was a 14 plus 8 for 22 to hit.
That hits.
So that's 2 of the beams. So
Okay.
damage for those 2 are 5, 8, and 7 for regular for 15 damage there. For the hex is another 5 necrotic damage. Bonus action, casting Eldritch Blast, 2 beams. That is a 16 plus 8 for 24, and an 11 plus 8 for 19.
Plus a d4 if you feel like you need it. You get them on
I
every attack.
think I'm good.
Oh, that's right. You said we're blessed.
Yep. So damage on those ones are, that is a 9 plus 5 for 14, and a 2 plus 5 for another 7. And then another 5 and 3, so 8 for necrotic.
Okay.
That's my turn.
I just
Quickening Eldritch Blast.
No,
Yep,
it's
just-
a cantrip, so I can do it as a regular action, and then I can do it as a bonus. I don't have to
No?
quicken. I should be able to, because I can cast a regular spell, and then I can use that.
If the spell is a bonus action, you can still cast a cantrip.
Yeah, if you were to.
Okay. My
So you
mistake.
would have
Take the
to
last 2 of
quicken
those
it.
away. Okay.
were you doing that in the previous turn or no?
No, I had cast a.
Yeah, it was just a
Hex
hex
the
and
first
an Eldritch
turn.
Blast.
Yeah.
Alright,
I was
How
good.
Yeah,
much?
it was
How much damage do I need to take away then?
whatever the
From the
last
previous-
2 of those were, with
It
the
was
8
8
necrotic,
necrotic.
8 necrotic.
and then take away. It was a. There was a 9 and a 2 plus 5 on each, so 21 on that one.
21.
Mm.
Come on. Alrighty. Saphira, your go.
Um, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna swing in its legs some more, try and bring it down.
Alright, go for it.
Two different attacks. Oh shit, one of those is a natural 20. The other one is a 21.
Nice.
No, the other one's a 19.
Roll damage.
Okay, so 19 is 6 swords, 10, 12 damage. And then the come back. 7, 4, 10, 13 plus the crits are max.
The crits are you roll the first, like, so if it was like a 1d6, you roll your 1d6
I mean
and you just add
I
6.
mean the crit die.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's max.
So so 13, 25 on the second one.
Nice. Like you just start wailing on that left leg that he was leaning on, and it just starts kind of like teetering more and more. It's barely holding itself up. Tanthil, you're up.
All right. Well, it doesn't seem worth any major spells. It's that bad off. I'm gonna hit it with a green flame blade. Well, that was quite low, but my bonus d4, I'm gonna use that inspiration. Okay, so that's a total of 19 to hit.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you do realize you're flanking, which means it's a 16, right?
Yes. I
It
figured that
hits.
was too low. 16 does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have to
You
use
wanna?
the inspiration before I know whether it hit or missed anyway, so
I mean, you can pull that. I mean, okay.
it's
I was
okay.
gonna say,
So that's 9 piercing and 4 fire, which I assume it is resistant to.
yes, it is.
So 11 total damage then.
11 total. It just starts like kind of like catching on fire and just instantly like extinguishes. It just like breathing heavily and it's just looking all over. I'm going to take
Good boy.
the creature's turn since given its not back.
Yep.
It is almost like this huge creature in front of you vanishes in front of y'all. And then it's going to try and move away.
Do I hear it moving?
I'm going to have you roll a perception real quick.
Okay.
Can't move it yet
Plus
until I whether or
five,
know if it
six,
signal pops.
30, 20.
I'd say you hear it.
Okay. Then she will swing where it was and see if she catches it.
Technically, you're flanking, but it's also invisible, so
It'd just be a straight
regular.
Split out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
regular.
Straight roll.
roll. That is a natural one.
Well,
Like as you
No.
go to swing, it's kind of moved out of the way, and like you just kind of like over arc it, and Cricket just like kind of like ducks, even though it's already like on a misser already.
You know when
And-
you take a step or swing a bat or something and you're expecting resistance and you just keep going? It's just whoa, whoa, whoa.
Do I hear it move past?
Yeah, actually, now that I think about that, I would say roll
I
an
mean,
attack.
I don't have
Roll a-
Sentinel, so
Yeah,
it
I
would
know, but
move
roll an attack.
past me.
I would.
Do I have to try
I would,
and see it? Do I need the thing? Perception?
Yeah, I'm gonna have you roll perception and then roll. Yeah,
Huh.
roll perception.
24 perception.
Yeah, I think you're like your lowest perception is what like +6 on that
I have a
modifier.
+7.
Yeah, screw your modifier.
Hey man, it's better than the insight. That's a +10.
True. Roll your attack.
Oh, I am. I just have to look at what my mace actually is. It's +5. That's an 18.
That hits.
Hey! I don't
Uh,
get to use this thing very often.
okay.
3 damage.
Like you just hear as it like cries out, and it's just gonna keep going. Boink, 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 and if I'm not mistaken, go one more. Boink. All right, Emerald, your go.
Do I see Tobor?
You actually do. He's the tree that you guys are like fighting right next to. He's actually just kind of like sitting on a branch, just leaned up against a tree, just from what you can see, kind of smiling.
Is the creature still invisible? Can I see it?
Yes, it's still invisible. It's like, although you like heard it cry out, it's still invisible and just walking off on the edge, trying to get away from you guys.
I'm gonna shoot a guiding bolt at Tobor.
Okay. I'm not entirely sure what Guiding Bolt does exactly. Is it just a regular attack or what?
It's an attack roll for radiant damage.
Okay, go for it.
And +7 on this. That's 27
Like,
for a natural 20.
like you guys, like as like you instantly like turn and just kind of like just look at him and point. He just goes, oh, and just like goes, like goes to bam. But as you do, like you see your guiding bolt just like hit directly into like his left hand, and you like as he bamps, you hear like kind of like a echo noise of ah fuck.
Because he's a patron, do you want me to roll for damage? Does it not matter?
Hey, don't roll. Well, you can roll for damage if you wish. It's just like
Just
keep
cause.
tally. Yeah,
Just cause.
Just
Crit it with the guiding
'cause.
bolt. That's gonna be a bunch of damage.
Yeah. Because that's
Do it
max.
entirely for the satisfaction of being able to roll that right there.
Yeah, no. You woke me up again. Fuck
How much
you.
damage?
And dropped a giant 8 beastie on us.
Yeah, so it's what, 46 max plus the roll, right?
Yeah. Well,
So
you
it'd
rolled
be,
a crit.
yeah. I rolled a.
Oh shit.
I have a +7 and I rolled a 27.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, so if it's normally a 4d6, yeah, it's 4d6 plus the crit.
So it'd
Yeah.
be 24, 34, 38, 40.
40 damage.
40 radiant damage to his watch.
Would just kill me.
Huh?
All right.
That would just kill Tanathil.
Right.
Twice your max health? No.
Well, I
No
guess it would
save,
take me to
no
0.
death saving throws.
Yeah,
I mean,
it would be 0.
yeah. Fida, your go.
All you
Like,
do
you
is
just see, like,
yell,
Emerald
fuck
just
you,
turn.
and point at the tree with my holy symbol.
And you'll literally hear just a and you hear that echo as well. Fuck, that hurt.
I probably saw it because I do have dark vision.
Yeah.
Teach him a little lesson.
I mean, you guys are
Oh.
also in bright light, so your dark vision doesn't really factor, so like,
We're in enough light to see him, if you know
Yeah.
where he was.
Okay, so is this thing still invisible?
it's still invisible.
All right. Oh, and I'm going to spend my action to cast Sheet a 2nd level Cure Wounds on Saphira.
Oh, shit. Why, thank you.
You did get punched quite a lot.
Yeah, we did
Once.
substantial amount of damage there.
Well, no, yeah, I did get hit a bunch of times. Yeah.
What else are you doing there, Fida?
That is 13 hit points back to you.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. And I am going to. That is not the move button. I'm moving myself over here because can I hear the direction it's crashing through the forest?
You can yeah, I would say you guys can hear.
I'm
It's not-
moving a little closer towards that direction.
Okay.
Kind of
Gorillas are some
peeking
of the
through the trees.
stealthiest animals there are. They're completely silent. You never know where they could be.
They are pretty quiet. But that's also a big
And
boy, so
I'm going
It's
to
not- it's
prep
fine.
my
Always
bonus
a
action.
moment.
And I'm going to prep my bonus action that if that thing pops back into sight, to Eldritch Blast it.
Okay. Sphere, you're up.
Can I see Tobor?
I would say at this point he's bamfed out at the moment, so no.
Not around. Okay.
I'm like, I'm not even gonna have you roll for that because it's gonna be an automatic no. Like,
He's not in sight. Period.
right.
Got it.
Like, you guys literally just like that puff of smoke. And he was
I killed him,
gone.
guys. We're good.
I was right behind Emerald with that.
I got him.
Guys, we
Gonna
got him.
start. She's gonna start pick up her bow and start following the creature, not running up to it, but like
Trying to
going
follow
over towards where Fida is and keeping an eye on it to see if it comes back.
it. Okay.
Yeah, that's plenty. And that's it for me.
Panethil, you're up.
Alright, so knowing generally where it is, I will run my 40 feet up to there. I'm going to use a bonus action to make a Shadow Blade. So that should give me advantage to cancel out the disadvantage, and I'm gonna try and stab him.
Hanethil said no.
20 to hit
That
for
does hit.
14 psychic damage.
Nice.
Maybe we shouldn't let a demon just wander off into the world here.
Like and you just hear, or like just out of sheer pain, just that growl.
Oh, hey, Otter, you want to adjust the map a little?
No.
We running off it.
All right, I need everyone to make perception rolls.
That is a natural 20.
With sound or no?
9.
Plus 6 for 26.
Okay. Saphira?
With sound? With hearing?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Okay. 21.
21.
Yes.
Okay. Emerald?
Is it still invisible?
Yeah.
Well, seeing where Tanithil's attacking. I don't know. I've moved my 25 feet.
I was asking for your perception roll.
Oh, perception roll. Not bad.
Yeah.
Perception plus 7. 18.
Okay, so Fida, and what'd you roll there, Stalker?
21.
21. You guys both hear it actually like kind of moving continuously north. Tanithil, you've lost it like the growl kind of like drowned out its feet, but you know it moved off in a distance, but then like you lost kind of like track of where it went. Emerald, you're go.
Clarification for Tobor if he pops back up. Guiding Bolt rings him in luminous lights, and the next attack on him has advantage.
Yep.
Oh god.
So if he pops back up, he's gonna be glowing.
And the next attack on him has advantage. Okay.
Yep. Just letting you
Just
know.
FYI.
Yeah. I know he's a deity, and well, not a deity, but a patron and all that outside of game. But
He
We're gonna
dropped a
stab him.
freaking demon on us.
yeah,
We don't know how
He-
powerful he is in game.
no, he's
In
shiny.
character.
He's shiny. That's all I was saying. Well, I will now move my 25 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I will point the direction it went. And I don't think that's anywhere near close enough for me to actually do anything. Oh, it is. If it's crashing that way, I'm going to attempt to wing a fairy fire.
You rolled a 18, correct?
I did.
The only two that heard it go that direction was Saphira and Fida.
I did not hear that.
Okay, right.
Okay,
right.
okay. I misunderstood. Never mind. I don't know where it is, so I ain't doing shit.
You're like running up going, where the hell is it?
In that case, we are going to spend my action to do a Tale from Beyond. That one is a 4. Tale of the Runaway. And I am going to yell, who saw where it went?
Okay.
Raise his hand. No, I'm lying. She wouldn't raise her hand. She'd just yell out, I did.
I will use my bonus action to wing this tail upon your person. You can immediately use your reaction to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. When you teleport, you can choose a number of creatures you can see within 30 feet of you based on your charisma modifier. Minimum of 0. To
Your
use the
charisma
same
modifier.
My charisma modifier?
Yeah.
Cool. You can pick 3 other people to teleport with you 30 feet.
So I could teleport, and I can pick up to 3 people to also teleport.
You can teleport all 4 of us 30 feet in a direction.
Leave Cricket napping back there.
Yeah, she's napping back there.
She hasn't been touched, so... Yeah, I guess seeing Tanithil chase it, she will go towards it and let you all teleport. Why am I measuring that? It's 6 squares.
I was gonna say,
6.
got...
And then y'all can teleport.
Everybody move 30 feet.
All right.
Alright.
That's all I can do. That was all my shenanigans for one turn.
Fida, your go.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Disadvantage?
So it's 2 rolls for each one. Okay, so that is 9 plus 8. So the disadvantage was a 17 on the first one. Does that hit?
That does.
Okay.
And like as like you hit, you hear it just cry out. Just instantly, you guys can actually
14 plus 5 necrotic, so 19 damage. There's a second beam.
The only ones that can actually see it is anyone that has dark vision at this point.
Past the light now?
Yep, you're past the light.
Yeah.
How much damage?
That was 17. So it was a 9 plus 5 for regular damage for 14 plus 5 necrotic. For the first one,
Okay.
there is a second beam. Is it still standing?
It's still standing.
Okay. The other one is an 18 to hit.
That hits. That's with disadvantage? Holy shit.
The low roll was a 12. The other one was actually it's a dirty 20. The other one was a 17.
Well, if it's visible now, she shouldn't even have disadvantage.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's I have a +8 to hit.
Yeah.
So that's a dirty 20. So that one is 7 + 5 +3 necrotic, so 15 damage.
All right. Like it's like barely standing at this point. Like it just kind of like its arms are like dug into the ground. It's huffing. It's trying to just at this point just catch its breath. Saphira, you're up.
I run forward, pick up Tanathil, and huck him. No.
He's small enough to do
He's
that with.
not a dwarf.
Don't get any
Um,
ideas.
Oh, me.
Funny
Not
note,
built
I
for
meant to say
melee.
Emerald. Tanathil's just the name that came out of my mouth.
I'm not built for melee.
Hey, throw me, but don't tell the dwarf.
She can't see so well, so she's actually just going to move between Emerald and the creature.
Okay.
And ready in action if it comes in range to strike at it with her maul.
All right. Tanithil, you're up.
Alright, well, if it's visible now, I will run around to the other side of it and take a Shadow Blade stab.
I'd give advantage.
You did have a boon in there somewhere. Did you roll that one?
Who's got a boon? I have a boon.
You were
You
given
have a
a boon.
I just never assume Wise Guy's gonna give me boons.
Thank
you. That is a 3 for advantage on my next save. Okay. So, I will stab
You stab.
with a 25 to hit for 9
Woof.
psychic damage.
Just how do you want to do this?
I'm charging around like, we can't let a demon just walk off into the world. I'm just gonna like hamstring it and shove the Shadow Blade up into its skull.
All right. Like as like just and just jump like you guys just see like Tanithil just leap into the air and then just crash with the sword like right down on his skull and then just push off as like in lifting the blade out and just kind of like landing on the ground gracefully as the Bargura just kind of like just face plants into the ground.
Well, that's done.
Have I heard any sign of him popping back into existence?
As the Bargura like falls to the ground and dies, a burst of light just comes like from behind y'all as like Tobor shows kind of like back up in the tree and he's like, damn, I missed it. Oh wait, you just released another arrow?
Yeah, can we attack him now?
Roll attack.
He just dropped some shit on us. No trust. How far is he from me?
I would say he's like 60 feet, I think. I have to measure.
Oh wait, he's in. Okay, so that
He's in that tree. 40 feet.
um
No, wait, hold it. It's even further down because I'm looking at the wrong tree.
the
Want to
75.
set initiative order, or are we just firing
Yeah,
things off?
just firing. He's firing an arrow.
So I want to shoot a magic missile.
20,
Oh my god.
26 to hit. 26, 23 to hit.
Plus a D4
Alright.
for bless.
Oh yeah.
And you're throwing magic missile. If I'm not mistaken, that
24 to
automatically
hit.
hits, correct?
Yeah,
That
that just
just
hits.
hits.
Like, as like your arrow goes, like Tanthil just like points with his sword, and you'll just see like a bunch of like magic missiles just fly off in his direction.
Well,
Tobor
four
just
damage.
seeing this, just like shit, and just like bamps out again. Ayana, you get a voice in your head that just says, "I'm not coming back. I'm good."
That's what you get for being a dumbass.
But yeah. How much
Oof,
damage was that
gone.
altogether?
Listening for a moment to see if I hear him come back.
Sounds like he's not coming back.
hear
Sounds like he's
crickets.
done.
12 of magic missile. And how much was that bow?
Oh, I didn't damage. Hang on. E8 is 8. Oh shit, max damage is 11.
I just 103 damage.
All right.
You gotta remember, he's vulnerable to radiant, and that's twice the amount
Oh,
of
that's
damage.
what did that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what he gets for being a dumbass. He's done for the day.
Well,
Oh, right. You said twice, and what went through my brain wasn't the guiding bolt hitting twice. It was the magic missile and the arrow being radiant. And I'm like, but those aren't radiant.
Rated with
No,
something he's vulnerable
Ignore
to.
my brain
it
being
was the
stupid.
crit with
Yeah.
yeah.
That'll make him think twice about this again.
and now that I know it was effective,
Yo.
I can
Fire it
disturb
up
my
some
sleep
more.
again, you old man.
If he
Want me to
wants to
go
see
over to
Saphira fight
Stalker?
something, he just needs to tell her.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go over to Stalker, and because I've kind of pieced together that Stalker can't see in the dark, I'm going to offer my like armor shoulder, like, let's get you back to camp so you can see.
How do you know he's not coming back as she's leading me?
I want to go investigate this giant gorilla thing that attacked us.
He can speak in
Oh.
my mind.
Hold that thought, Fida.
Mm?
Tanithil, question, why did we not let it leave?
That's a demon, and they like to kill things. So if we don't want random other people to just be killed, we should not let it roam the world on its own. They're not supposed to be here.
Okay. I didn't know that's a demon. So do me a favor. If we face any demons from now on, let me know.
Where Tobor is concerned, we probably usually will.
Okay. Do you want me to bring that thing back to camp?
I mean, it's kind of
Can
gross, but
you?
if you want.
You can.
Maybe not
I mean-
to camp, but outside of camp.
There's only one way to find out.
Fine.
It's kind of
All
big,
right.
maybe.
If not, can you drag it? And we'll just like
Guidance.
leave this like blood trail of demon gore in the woods.
Yo, she doesn't know how much it weighs. She just knows that she can lift a lot. I know she can carry it. Or, well, it's kind of big to straight up carry, but she doesn't.
You have guidance.
Um,
Add a d4.
so yeah, she's gonna come over and just like try and awkwardly get its legs into her grip because this thing's huge and start trying to drag it.
What'd you roll?
Do you want me to roll for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I'll put up a light so you're not
Well,
trying to do this in the dark.
That is a lot. 21.
If I'm not mistaken, you can lift like 1,000 pounds, right? Technically.
At a slow speed, yes, she can lift like
Technically, yeah.
560.
Like y'all just
without
see him
being
just
encumbered.
grab the legs of this creature, just like
540.
half bent over, pulling on her back, just like dragging it.
That works.
I will cheer from a distance.
and just kind of leave it outside of camp.
I will just kind
Oh.
of keep throwing guidance and just stalker as we're walking back to camp. You got it, buddy. Good job.
You know, it's
You
not as
have-
heavy as I thought it would be.
You have control of the creature. You may now drag the token where you wish.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'll be.
So-
I'll
We are now out of combat.
I'll just
move
like
this
plop
back
it here.
So it's not a natural thing unless you particularly want something with it, we should probably just burn the body.
Is
Like,
anything of it worth keeping?
I don't
What would you
know.
do with this?
roll intelligence.
I don't know
Right.
shit about what we could do with parts of this body. That's a
Oh,
four.
And-
roll
Dirty,
an inte-
nasty little 20.
All
That
right,
is
so
a 12 total.
Tanthil, you know that when it comes to any sort of demonic creature, its teeth, its eyes, maybe if it's got fur, it can all sometimes be of value. In the aspects of a Barlgura, phonics is hard.
It's too many weird
You
letters together.
right. You know that the tusks that it has that kind of like comes down can be used in either potions or rituals or spells or enchantment items. You know that the eyes are used for either potions or rituals. The skin itself have the ability to usually take on enchantments of magical means. Therefore, depending on the quality of the actual creature, whether or not how much damage, or I wouldn't say damage it's taken, but how much like physical like damage towards its body itself. This one, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of your attacks and uh fetus was force or psychic, correct?
Right.
Mhm.
And then
So
bludgeoning from Stalker.
bludgeoning, but that's more towards like the bones on the inside, not necessarily the
Mhm.
fur on the out.
So I
Uh,
stabbed it once. I think that's the only thing we've got that actually pierced it.
right.
Yeah.
It's actually held the fur itself is actually held up quite a bit. You could actually skin it if you wish.
Now, of all of these uses, are these just going to be really evil things to do with demon parts, or not evil things?
I
I
mean,
mean, I think that falls on to who we sell it to,
that is true.
more so than
When it,
us being
Unless we keep
proprietor
the
of the
parts for
goods.
ourselves and use it for like ritual stuff and things like that, if we realize we have these spells.
Oh yes, you do have that fiend-related ritual book.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking
We
about
should take a.
summoning another one.
No, You know what? I don't even have to now.
Oh
I go to
yes,
sleep and they just show up.
it's wonderful. Huh.
Yes. Thank you for the alarm.
Uh-huh. So I'm gonna get to work setting up another alarm because the first one was used up. So you can skin it and salvage parts just like any animal, and we may be able to use
I'm
these.
I'm gonna actually come and
So,
watch as you are casting alarm to start getting an idea how that's cast.
All right.
so eyes, hide, tusks.
eyes, hide, tusks, anything, everything you want to think of.
I'm
Certainly,
just
heart could do something interesting and horrible.
Yep, the heart could too.
a lot harder to
Probably.
keep for a period of time.
Yes.
I don't know,
Um,
Stalker. You seem to have like a thing with like teeth or something like that. There's always teeth.
Oh, I'm taking at least one.
I'm getting Veciphus flashbacks right now.
I am going to give Stalker guidance and start to go recast alarm around the cart. And
So you want me to take what all off of this thing?
I mean, salvage as many parts as you can, but like eyes, tusks, and pelt are the main priorities first.
All right.
As well, and then I guess I'll take a look in the books and see if there's anything at all that could be of use, and if there's anything else.
when I'm done with the alarm, I will go back and help Stalker with my so-so knowledge of medicine to try and assist them in salvaging parts.
Okay.
She's
Can I?
gonna go over. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, who's gonna be doing the salvaging part, like the hide, the tusks, and the eyes and everything?
Zephyrs and harvest it.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a survival roll, correct?
Yeah, that
Think
should be it.
so?
Yeah. So can I get a survival roll from you?
Alrighty. Before she cuts into it at all, she is gonna come over to it, over to the head, and just kind of put a hand on the forehead and rub it a little. Sorry, bud. And
Take a little
use-
break from my ritual casting. Like, it's not an animal. You don't have to feel bad. It's a very bad
Fine.
thing.
Well, okay. Just not a great roll, but let's see what we end up with because I do have decent stuff to it.
Plus a d4.
13, 16 total.
Lots of D4.
Yeah, I got a 3 from the D4.
Oh,
The initial
I would
die was
say
a 7, so
I say you get a pretty decent amount of the hide that's undamaged. You already kind of skin off of it. You get both the tusks and both the eyes.
um she will take an extra tooth from it as well.
Okay.
Seeing as the tusks are apparently useful for something. Uh,
I'd say this probably takes you about an hour, by the way, to do all of that.
okay.
Which, in the process of like you doing this, like Garrick does come back. Like he just comes waltzing back into camp, and like he just kind of is like looking at y'all, he's just like, I missed something apparently.
Welcome back.
It was dropped on us.
No
Just looks
context.
at
Tobor's an asshole.
Eric doesn't know Topor.
That's why I said no context. Tobor's an asshole.
He just replies, not surprised, and then just kind of waltz off back to the wagon.
Where are we in the night?
I'd say it's about 2 in the morning.
That was
2,
third.
3.
Stalker was doing third watch,
Yeah.
so I was going to be doing fourth watch.
Yeah, it's about
You
2 or
weren't
3 in the
doing
morning.
any watch, so if you want to like do fourth watch, then for that
Okay,
one.
yeah, if I wasn't signed up, I'm gonna start working on spellbook stuff.
All right. So is Saphira gonna get some sleep now? I take it.
Yeah, once she's done with everything, she's gonna knock out.
All righty.
And
So
I'm
y'all's
going to go take up my fourth watch.
perception rolls.
All right. 16.
Okay.
That is a 12 total.
All right. In the middle of y'all's watch, Tobor drops another. No, I'm kidding. I'm
I mean, do what you gotta do.
I mean, if he wants to get shot again.
We will shoot him a lot more.
I will give him a third level guiding bolt this time.
Oh my
Bitch,
God.
if you don't let me sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit here just
Y'all's-
going through books, like absolutely going through books, trying to figure out more stuff about what purposes can demon parts can be used for.
As y'all's fourth watch actually goes really quiet. No disturbances. You occasionally get like the howl of a wolf in the background. You can hear crickets going off in the distance, but it's a relatively peaceful watch. I would say around 6 in the morning, the sun, or between 5 and 6, the sun starts rising up for the day off on the horizon.
All right.
It's the next day. Garrick is already starting to like get the camp packed up by the time the sun's starting to come up.
Wake up, everyone. I have eggs.
Eggs sound good, Danaville.
Don't they always?
Garrick just like kind of like quickly like kind of gathers everything, just kind of like gets in the car, and he's like, I don't know how long it takes usually for you guys to completely get ready. But I'll be here when y'all are. And he just kind of sits in the cart.
I mean, yeah, Fida and Tanathil were already up, so we should be pretty well good.
Yeah,
Like
I'll have
everyone
been
else
just
up.
like doing short rests for and getting spell slots back.
Yep. I did go back to
Otherwise, just
sleep.
hanging
I
out
had already
and reading.
gotten most of the night's rest, but wasn't going to fall asleep again after that. So
Mhm.
I'm just still up.
Alrighty.
Hey, welcome
Well,
back, Kevin.
Welcome back.
Hey!
so
We
with that,
just-
Techie,
Good.
I was gonna say, I take with that you guys are gonna head towards Dawnbolt.
On the road again.
All
We
right.
found out Tobor is weak against the power of God.
With that,
Yo,
we're
we
gonna take
hurt
a.
Tobor.
With that, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. We will be right back with some more Varinheim.
All right.
Whack. All right, with that. You guys are on y'all's way to Dawn Vault, if I'm not mistaken. No one say anything at once.
Yes.
All right.
I like the question mark in
Um,
On
there.
the cart ride.
Before
Just
we
like-
leave, actually, Tanithil, is it unsafe for animals to be eating what remains of this thing?
Oh yes. Please, please burn the corpse.
Let's burn it.
Okay.
Anything we don't take, we need to destroy.
So she'll get it away from trees and such and burn the rest of it.
I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna control fire to make sure it burns like nice and hot and he stays away from the trees.
And while it's burning, she's going to collect any. Look around at the trees around us and collect any resin that might be built up on any damaged areas of any of the trees.
Okay. All right. So I'll
And
take you
just
guys.
Start off the day. DM, can you roll us a d20? We have received a party boon.
Oh,
I rolled a 1.
A 1.
D6 bardic inspiration.
Everybody has
Yeah.
bardic inspiration.
Didn't even
Is this
have
from
to toot
Wise
my
Guy?
horn. This is from Trizelta.
So,
Thank you.
thank you. With that, all right. So I tell you guys would spend about an hour burning the body.
Yeah, I'll get the horses
Roughly.
ready and set up while they're doing that.
Yeah.
As long as it takes to make it holy ash.
Okay. So y'all spend about an hour burning the body of this Barlgura.
Just the
And-
worst monster to pronounce.
It is. Others are perfectly fine. No issues. This one, for some reason, phonics is hard. So, anyway, as you guys finish getting the cart, I take y'all head towards y'all's destination, correct? Okay. If I am not mistaken, I'm going to go to the.
How much more travel time do we have?
If I am not mistaken, you guys are kind of like right in this area at this point. So y'all are still 2 days away from Dawn Vault.
Okay.
So
I'm kind of tired, so I'm going to guidance myself before I try driving these horses.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I like drinking
So-
coffee before you go on a long drive.
Yep. Slap the face a couple times. So that's animal handling plus a d4 for a 14.
you keep the animals in check, guiding them along the trail towards Dawn Vault. As you guys are going, I would say about 6 hours into y'all's ride. Y'all at one point through the valley and everything of this area, you see wagon trails just kind of like following this trail that y'all are on, but then also kind of like branching off. Some head towards the direction that y'all know of Stonewall, and then the other ones that kind of head more to the direct south of the area that y'all are currently traveling across. The trails, from what you can see, are, I wouldn't say too recent. The ones from Stonewall look to be a couple of weeks old, and the ones to the south are, I would probably say, a few days that are heading towards what appears to be the Shade Coast. I don't know if y'all want to take these nerdy. Y'all just want to keep going.
I mean, I don't think Garrett's gonna wait for us to do
Nah, he's very
Sight-
head set on.
sightseeing.
Yeah. So I
Are
take
we
you
going
guys kind of.
straight to Dawnvault then, folks?
That sounds like a plan to me.
Yes, we need to get Garrick's unfinished business done quickly.
As you guys kind of keep pressing on towards Don Balded, you guys travel, I would say, the entire day, and it gets rather. The sun is beginning to set. It's about 6 o'clock at this point. I take it you guys kind of peel off to stop for the evening.
Yeah, we don't want our driver falling asleep at the reins.
Okay,
While we go, I want to finish putting haste in my spell book.
that's fine. I kind of figured you guys would be doing stuff along the way anyway, so yeah, you're good. As you guys camp for the evening, I would say goes relatively smooth. Even with y'all's watches. Just want to go ahead and throw this out there.
Before I go to bed, I'd like to load up the spell ahead of time with a tale from beyond. Because it's an
Okay.
action to load the tale, it's a bonus action to give it to somebody.
All right, so you just want to kind of preload it.
Yep.
How long
Okay.
does it keep the tail?
Yeah, how long does it do that?
Just in case we get woken up, I'm doing it before we rest. It resets after the rest.
Okay.
But
So-
that is...
No trust.
No trust.
That just seems like a wise thing to do before we rest anytime then.
Yeah.
And it has proven true.
Mhm.
That Tale of the Traveler came super in handy last night.
So as you guys get I'd say a good night's sleep. Not worried about you guys on who's gonna take watch. What do you say there, Saphira?
Saphira is just after going and getting food with Garrick for the party, assuming he joins. She's gonna do the same thing she did before leaving. Look around for a short bit, for I don't know, an hour or two tops, for any damaged trees and collect some resin from them.
All right. I'm not gonna have you roll for that. Just take your time with it. But yeah, I would say y'all's evening goes undisturbed. The sun sets, and then after 8 hours, sun begins to rise. It's about 6 in the morning. Like usual, Garrick's up automatically, just kind of getting things going, trying to get on the move. He's not sitting still. He's just trying to keep going, pushing forward. Take y'all, just kind of get y'all stay going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
following him.
Mhm.
All right,
Guidance, animal handling.
all right. I get a roll for animal handling.
Not much better than yesterday.
Hey, it's good enough. They're able to like easily just kind of like control the animals this go around. Are you putting anything in your spell book there, Tanthil, or was it just taste?
That's all I had supplies for.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything on the final structure?
Besides just short rests the whole way and make more spell slots and reading books, not me.
Just collecting more resin.
Alrighty.
What's the
So-
resin for?
You're gonna find out.
He's like, I wonder what's going on here. As you guys make y'all's way to Dawn Vault, it's only about at this point from where you guys are currently at, a little over a 10-hour ride. So you guys could make it in the single day if you chose to. If you
Yeah,
want to
let's finish
slightly
it.
push the animals. I take that as a yes.
Sure.
I have no objection
sure.
to it.
All right.
Let's get
I
it
will
done.
periodically drop guidance into the horses as we travel.
I love it.
You can do it, guys. We're gonna make it.
As you guys kind of make that final push towards Dawn Vault. By the way, don't pay attention to the scaling in the upper left-hand corner. I forgot to change it. You guys make it to the east side of the village, even though I would say Dawn Vault's kind of like borderline almost of a city. Okay. As you guys arrive in the early evening, not the late evening, but the early evening, around 8 to 9 o'clock in the evening, you can see the city walls that are kind of surround the area and the multiple roads that come in that also kind of like branches out to allow for travel. You see that the city rests on what appears to be a ridge that kind of like it dips down towards the river. On the ridge that kind of like fans out like on either side of the city, it's I would say easily 200 feet 200 feet, so it like basically kind of like comes up, and then this area like in the center just kind of like goes straight down in a rather steep decline. The city or the village itself is kind of like resting at the top, and then you see as like kind of like towards that slope down there's a harbor at the base.
Okay, so it's kind of like a funnel towards the harbor from the top
Right.
of the gates. Okay.
Correct. As you guys are arriving, you're still seeing people just kind of like trailing in a little bit by bit. You see what appears to be a village guard just kind of pointing at people, giving them directions, and kind of keeping a relatively the relative peace of the area. It's not of the chaotic nature that is Aston that you guys saw. As you guys are kind of as you guys are approaching the city wall, the village guard just kind of automatically perk up. As you notice that they were stopping individual people as that they were approaching, and they just kind of, as you guys are approaching, excuse me, what is your business for the for
Looking
Dawn
for
Vault?
somewhere to rest for the evening. We've been on the road for a while.
If you're looking for a place to rest, there is some tavern inns in the Four Ridge district, and he just kind of points in the direction of the road, and he just it's just inside the gate. Um, if you're not here looking for trouble, you're more than welcome to stay. Uh, Donvald kind of likes to keep the peace. Just saying, and he just gives you a small smile.
Duly noted.
If you don't mind, we would like to check out Dell's cart. Make sure you're not carrying anything suspicious. We don't mind weapons, occasional weapons, but we're trying to crack down on anyone that's smuggling or transporting large amounts of weapons to and from locations. In the manner of speaking, that is not of the most legal of aspects. If that is perfectly fine with y'all.
I don't see any reason why not.
He just goes, if
We've been
that's the case, he
traveling
just
a long ways today. We're gonna find a lot of pillows, and that's really about all that's back there. Exciting.
Books.
Yeah, pillows and books.
A
during the
chicken.
type say I've had, I could use a pillow. What did you say there?
Don't take pillow and chicken.
I won't take anything of any personal nature. You just kind of, you just hear, hey, over here. And he just calls them over. A couple of guards kind of wander over and just kind of, he's like, if you can just step out of y'all's cot and just stand right there for a brief moment. At the beginning, kind of like,
Sure.
take y'all do.
Climb out of the cart, go and stand beside the cart. Kind of look around, see what I can see of the gateway people around here.
As like they're checking the carts, takes just a few minutes, not even that much. You notice that the city itself is, the village itself is actually rather large. There's multiple buildings that kind of like tower over the gate walls here that you can kind of see off in the distance. The gate doors themselves, you can see, are rather made of thick wood with metal bracings. You see that along the gate walls, there's an actual like ditch dug in surrounding it. And you just see that along the wall, there's quite a few guards placement for sentries. After like 2 or 3 minutes, the guards are like, from what we can see, there's nothing abnormal here. You may go in if you wish. As I said, please do not cause any disturbance. Forward districts, that is where the tavern inns are located. So I hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope you have a good stay at Dog Vault.
How long have you lived here?
I would say roughly 16 years.
This is the first time I'm visiting your city. Where would you recommend for an inn?
I would totally recommend, in all honesty, the slippery slope.
Doesn't sound like an inn, but go ahead.
Let's just say the tavern keeper there. He likes to have fun with his names of things.
Okay. And secondly, where serves the best ale in this town?
Now, the best ale is at the Brimstone Barrel.
Okay. Is that also going to be in the Four Ridges district?
Actually, that one is not located in the that particular district. That one is actually, yes, surprisingly enough, that one is actually located in the Horn. It's just actually outside the gates of the city. The actual place is in the shape of a barrel, surprisingly. So,
You said that was the Brimstone Barrel?
yes.
Barrel in the Horn.
Making the town guard be your concierge.
While we're at it, I could always use where's a good place to look at like books and such? I like to research.
Would be Mystic Mythics, I would say.
This town like alliteration.
I would
Yes.
say I would say that when it comes to history of things, that the owners of Dunvault prefer to have some sort of history catalog of both Dunvault and the surrounding cities, but for the most part, they also just enjoy arcane arts as well. So they're open to shops of that nature being here.
So there are several shops for like arcane arts and books and these things.
There is a few, but none is better than Mystic Mythics, I would say.
Perfect. Thank you.
I appreciate the insight. I think we're going to go find an inn.
If you don't mind me asking, just for record's sake, hey, you see him just kind of like pull out like kind of like a notepad. He's like, may I get y'all's names?
Stalker.
Fida.
He just begins jotting it down.
Emerald.
Anathil Weisrose.
I make the cricket noise. I'm curious to see what he writes down. Right when I make it, I look at his notebook.
He literally puts insect noise.
Close.
For
Not
for
us.
reference, that is a cricket noise. That is her name.
He just kind of like scribbles that part out and puts cricket noise. He's like, does she always talk like that? Out of curiosity.
She talks a lot of ways. Yeah? And looks over to Cricket.
Yeah? To be fair, I'm a Kenku.
Well then, that is actually rather interesting. I have not ever met a Kenku, but there is a first time for everything. Do you know where you're originally from?
Who's
What kind of
this
question
to?
is that?
Well, in all honesty, it's rather interesting because I've never actually met a Kenku. I mean, when it comes to
Me.
yes,
I come from home.
so does most. Just kind of, just okay. Alrighty. Well then, I was hoping that would be a little bit more.
Why you ask?
I mean, in all honesty, it's actually rather interesting where others some come from. He goes when it comes to dwarves, it kind of depends on like, what exactly the dwarf's ancestry comes from. I mean, some come from the Underdark, some from the Fae, some other material planes, or not material planes, some other planes. Same with elves. I mean, he turns to Saphira and goes, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's from the Feywild."
I'm from the Aowen Woods. Do you know where
I've
that
never heard
is?
of them. No, I don't. He just kind of shakes his head. I
What about
thought
you?
maybe the
Points at one
other
of the other
like
guards.
other guards are just like the lieutenant knows more than we know. He actually went to school.
Well, it is a Sylvan word.
Mm,
I mean, the lieutenant is just like, it's Sylvan. I thought he may have been from the Feywild. He could be from the Latin Republic. Is that I don't know. I was making assumptions. He's way bigger than your average person.
School
Well,
is
where am
Sylvan?
I from then, if you're making assumptions?
I I was not trying to be rude of any sort. I was just
No, I'm just
ancestries and locations are interesting to me.
in your research of ancestry, make a guess.
He just kind of like looks at you there for a brief moment. He's just like,
I will pose.
your armor is not usual. I will give you that.
He came from
I
a
can.
sacred place called a
I,
bar.
it's definitely not
Okay.
Ashland. So I would gather you're not from at least this kingdom.
Well, clarification: the armor is from Ashland, the shield is not.
Okay, I was referring to like the whole thing. So the shield
Yep,
is probably what threw that one off.
no worries.
So
Just specifying that for future.
okay, the shield
Do
is not
her,
from Ashland.
do her next, and pointing at Fida.
I Tiefling Azar Dynasty just throws his hands up.
It's a rather large area, so you're not wrong.
Technicality, what can I say?
Incorrect. She's from home.
Mm.
Technicality, she's not wrong.
You know, as fun as this is,
As fun as
I
this is, I
think
do
we
actually
could
have one.
use a rest, and
Might
you
I
look
ask
like
just
you have a
one
job
more
to
question?
do.
One question, and then I do actually, and he's like kind of like pointing at another like cart that's like coming up. It's got quite a few people that are like kind of like covering themselves like as if they've like it's cold, even though it's like early fall weather. Like they're
mm.
kind of like covered up and everything, just trying to like get inside the city.
Just
What was your
this
question?
Mystic Mythics. Whereabouts in the city is it?
The Mystic Mythos, that is in the Four Ridges.
Okay, fantastic. And is there a place that we can get like a map of the city?
I
I dislike
mean,
not being able to navigate.
Like an attraction map. You go to a music
How
Not
about
just a
I
map, I can make my
a
own list.
general
It's
store?
numbered and everything.
there is a general store, so hit that up. It's in the Four Ridges. If I'm not mistaken, there is actually a general store near the Slippery Slope.
Fantastic. As long as we can just like find a way to be so we don't have to keep bothering you for direction.
Perfectly fine.
Thank you.
And he just
You
kind of
have
has
our
like he just
names. What is your name? Before we leave.
Lieutenant Hawthorne.
Hawthorne.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually I've been here for 16 years, but I'll be honest, I've not always lived here. But it's not technically home.
Well, if you've made it your home, I hope you will love it here. I'm gonna
I
go
enjoy
find an inn, and I'm gonna start driving the garbage. Okay.
Like you just kind of do an animal handling because it's tiring at this point.
That's better. That's a 21.
You just kind of and like just the horses are and just kind of like make a noise and get up and go gallop inside. I would say that the town is relatively quiet for the most part. I would say you do hear like occasional like animals off in the distance, and people are like pulling in their wagons into certain areas to like kind of get some sleep. You guys are coming in from the Six Shades, so you guys are like heading straight into the Four Ridge district of the village. It takes you guys no time, I would say, to find a couple of taverns. Out of curiosity, do you guys go to the one that he suggested, or
I don't know if we should go to the Slippery Slope, guys. Seems like we go there once, we're gonna have to go there again and again and again before we know it, we live there.
I'm still
if
not
you say
convinced
it,
it's an
I
inn.
will make you roll damage.
I mean, I already said it. You named the place.
Roll a d6.
With pride.
Roll it to the joke counter.
3.
Okay, 3 to the joke counter. It's all good.
What other inns do we see?
Some of the other inns that you see is one that is like I would probably say it's like a few blocks down from the actual Slippery Slope. The other one is called the Camp's Tent, and then one that's kind of like I would say back up and then off. Like okay, you know what? I have a map. I use it. So the Slippery Slope is like right here. Okay, be nice if I could ping. Slippery Slope is right here. Camp's Tent is like right here. And then you guys, I would say, kind of like go down the road and then kind of come up, and then you find another inn. It's right there. This inn is called the Night Sky.
With a K or without a K? Is it like knights with sword or knight is in town?
I would say actually, you know what? K. K-N-I-G-H-T. Night Sky.
But sky is spelled without a K.
That'd be weird.
It's the night sigh.
Yeah.
Which also
It's the
doesn't
night
sound like an inn.
Right. And the Night Sky sounds like kind of like an inn.
Well, at least we know you can't run past one of the inns.
Yes, you have to ran.
Mm-hmm. You can only ran past tents.
E10.
Oh, I will proudly accept this 2d10 of joke damage for 10 damage.
Oof. That's intense.
Ooh, brain grease.
Alright, so everyone's gonna die to
So
like
you just got
10
you just took the
D20
joke and
damage
what
here.
ran with it?
Wise guy, where's the Banes when I need them?
We need you to Bane Trail because he doesn't appreciate us.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all plenty. I do all I always prep for you guys.
Okay, so do we want to hit up the Slippery Slope, the Camp's Tent, or the Night Sky? Do all of them have somewhere to park the carts? Because that's important.
I'd say the Night Sky and the Slippery Slope do.
Okay, so Camp's Tent is out. Night Sky or Slippery Slope?
I mean, it was recommended, so Slippery Slope seems fair.
Okay. I will head on over there.
Okay.
Figure we can
So
gear up in the morning and try and settle your business, Carol.
he just kind of is quiet in the cart. You're just like, yeah, that'd be fine.
And let's be careful not to slip and fall.
Is anyone like looking at Garrick, by the way, at this point?
With
I'm
the way that
driving.
he answered, I actually am going to because he seems rather withdrawn and kind of weird.
He's kind of like fidgeting at this point. Like, just, like, you see him just kind of like grabbing at his weapon and just kind of like putting it back in, unsheathing it partially, and then dropping it back.
What is
You
it,
see him just kinda
Garrick?
like, I just have a really strong urge. That's all.
Is the person near?
I'm not sure. I really
Can't
don't
tell
know.
how
You just,
close.
no, I can't. And you just like, you see like he's shaking at this point.
Can I hear any of this conversation?
Are you still in the cart?
I'm driving. We're on our way to
I would
the
say
inn.
you can. I'd say you can.
Okay. I will just kind of say aloud while I'm driving. By the introduction we got at the gate, let's try and keep altercations in this town to a minimum if possible, folks. I don't think it would be met very kindly.
Like, as you guys are kind of like driving, you just see Garrick just constantly like fidgeting at stuff, and he's just shaking to a certain extent. Like he kind of like pulls his hand away from his swords that he has, and just kind of like rubbing his fists, just trying to. He sees antsy. He's looking all over the place, down alleyways. You something that you guys hear that doesn't like pay any noise, like someone kind of like scuffing their feet across the road. Like his head just kind of like turns and bolts in that direction.
Someone in a state of paranoia.
Yes.
Slightest sound is setting them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Saphira
it's-
just kind of puts a hand on his shoulder. We'll find him soon.
Like your hand touching his shoulder actually kind of like freaks him out a little bit, and he grabs and pulls the sword up a little bit before dropping it back down from relaxing, from realizing who it is.
Well,
He's
let's
just like,
get ourselves some rooms. How many rooms do we want?
so, oh. He goes, I'll take a room by myself. You don't have to worry about it.
Are you sure?
Positive.
All right.
How are we splitting up ours?
Doesn't matter to me. Anyone wants to sleep in the same room is fine by me.
Two rooms, 3 rooms.
I'll be up half the night, so I think I should grab my own room.
Cricket.
Everybody for themselves?
Okay then. Like I would say that you guys get to the inn rather quickly and like kind of park your cart, and as you kind of go inside, it's a rather it's a decent sized inn. As you kind of go in, you see about 8 to 10 tables, large enough to fit between 4 to 6 people, kind of like spread throughout. In the back, you can see a bar table. You see someone just kind of like messing, cleaning glasses. There's only one person inside, and this gentleman that's blonde haired and blue eyed just kind of like looks at you. She's like, "Oh, be right back. I'll go get the owner." And he just kind of like walks out and to the back. That's off to the left hand side of this bar table. And as the doors close, you see a little bit of movement and everything. And a few minutes go by, and this person kind of like comes out as a black-haired, blue-eyed person, about 5'10", I would say. And he's just like, "Hi, I'm Bart. How can I help you?"
We were hoping for some rooms and some food and somewhere to park our cart for a couple days, maybe. One day to start.
I can get you some food if you want to take a seat. I'll get your rooms ready. No issue. How many do y'all need?
1, 2. I'll take one, and I'll look to Stalker, Cricket, and PETA.
Yes,
We'll
I'll
just all
take
take
one.
our own.
Full house. Alrighty. I can do that. And he just kind of walks off as he's like kind of like walking off like back towards that door. He just asks, he's like, what can I get to eat for you guys? What would you like?
Food,
Meat.
ale,
Eggs. Just as many as possible.
Eggs
I
sounds
can get
good.
I can get you eggs. And he just kind of walks to the back. Same thing again. Like you just like as a person like kind of like goes back, you instantly just see like a bunch of scuffling going on. The person's gone for about 15-20 minutes, and another at this point it's like someone else comes like walking out. She's red haired, with ivory green eyes or ivory eyes. Her uh outfit looks like kind of like a little scuffed up and everything, like it's just like hastily put together. She's like, hi, I got you all's food. She brings you guys eggs and meat and everything and drink. She's like, I heard you guys are getting the full house today.
Yes, I suppose we'll be filling the place up.
Well, there's not many of us that work here, so you get to bear with us in time. Hope you don't mind. My name is Diane. Hope you don't mind. But I can help you if you need anything. Just let me know. Or Bart.
I
Just let
mind.
one of us. Yeah. If you let one of us know, we'll all know. It'll be okay. So, uh, is there anything else y'all need for the evening?
where can I park the cart?
Did you park it around back or out front?
I pulled up in the front and walked into secure rooms.
Well, if you put it in the back, Edward can actually tend to your cart and horses for you. Granted, it's an extra 5 silver, but we'll make sure they get fed and the cart gets taken care of. Any repairs that need to be done, we can kind of look at it, see what we can do for you.
Okay. I'll head outside and start moving the cart while we're waiting for food and people to come back.
I will, as you kind of like go to leave, she's like, I'll go let Edward know that he's on his way there. I shall return. And like she just kind of like goes to the back. I take you head to the back there with the cart there, Emerald.
That's correct.
Okay. Like as you go around back, she goes to the back and everything. I say that you get around back and start like kind of like pulling the cart up and then tying like things down, making sure the horses are all good. You're kind of like trying to figure where to put stuff. And this gentleman comes walking out. He's about 5'9", I would say. He's got a beard. It's kind of bushy. It's got a little bit of gray, kind of like coming down the center. His hair is pepper on the top. And he just kind of like comes walking. He's got some decent muscle on him. His shirt looks a little bit worn and dirty. Looks like he's not caring to keep it all that tidy. He's just like, I heard that you're wanting to park your stuff back here, correct?
If you're Edward, yes.
Well, that's at least what I've been told.
Sure. Where can I park this then?
In all honesty, that one's not the best spot, but it can do if you wish. You want to move it, I'll move it for you. And he just kind of starts leading the horses over, just a couple of spaces over. He's kind of already tending to him. He's kind of like petting him, grabbing a brush, starting to brush him and everything. He's like, "Is there anything you need me to do for you? Feed them, by chance?"
Feed the horses. The cart's in pretty good shape. It shouldn't need anything.
Okay. If you want, I can do it once over just to be sure. The roads are pretty rough. I mean, it's 5 silver to park your stuff and get them tended to, so I don't think that would hurt any.
As long as you don't go in the cart. One of my party members is very peculiar about the placement of the pillows in the back. She gets a little ruffled, if you will, if things are out of place.
Ruffled.
I will make sure not to touch the pillows of any sort. Then.
She's made quite the nest back there, and we just kind of let her do her thing.
All right. Well, if you don't mind me asking, out of curiosity, where are you traveling from?
East?
So, from the direction of Aston and all of those
Yes.
areas. Gotcha.
Aston wasn't coming to my brain. It was like, I saw the map, we were going this way. Yes, we came from towards Aston.
Righty. Well then. I hear that's quite a bit going on over there. I have my own little world here, to a certain extent. I do love the story occasionally, though. Like, that's why I enjoy where I'm at. Anyway, that being said, is there anything else that I can do for you? Just kind of, that growl voice, just kind of like staring at you.
I mean, all I can really tell you of Aston is probably what you've heard. They're kind of in war. And
Not
their military is not really that great.
noted.
Not very organized, if you will.
No, they're not. I've seen better military myself. Other
But-
worlds, other continents I have seen.
Yes. They take military here very, very differently.
Just a bit. It makes me actually kind of concerned on whether or not they can actually protect themselves to a certain extent.
But I will hand them 5 silver. And I think that's really all we need for the cart. Is just, somewhere for them to rest and get fed, maybe a good groom, but the cart's in great shape if you want to give, like, the axles and such a look over, but I think we're doing okay.
I'll check everything else for you. Grease anything if needed. But don't worry. And he just kind of like pats you on the shoulder a bit, and he's just like, I've got everything handled. I promise.
We have a hydrate.
Oh! There's one about his head with a little one.
And as he says that, he just kind of like turns back and goes to dealing with the horses in the cart.
I will head inside and get some food.
Okay. As you're like coming back into the bar, at this point, Diane's coming back. She looks like she's running. She's been running around ragged, and she's just like, "All right, Edward should be working on the stuff for you." Yes. But you guys are coming from Aston, correct?
That we are.
All right. So,
Or at least that general area.
okay. Well, then, if that's the case. Letting you know, we do have an influx of people that come from that area. So, if you see some, how should I say, refugees coming into the area, don't take it of any alarm. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, with that, if there's anything else you need, like I said, just ask me. My name's Diane, or Bart, or well, if you find Edward, yes, you can ask him.
What do we owe
It's
you
just-
for the rooms?
Oh, yes. The rooms are 1 gold. That comes with food. 5 silver if not.
Sarah hands
Alright.
over gold and a silver to Emerald.
I'll give her 10 silver because I have
Is this-
too many silver.
Is this all coming from the coin purse? I just need to know if I need to do all the maths.
I will
Saphira
hand
has her own.
1 gold.
I think all your stuff is in the coin purse, Kennethel.
Then I'd like 10 silver out of the coin purse, please, Mom.
Yeah, I ended up with this whole thing, so you can have your 10 silver pieces.
Oh,
I
yeah, I
have
forgot you got like 100 silver, don't you?
Hold on, let me dig in
1,000.
my purse. Let me hold on.
1,000.
Now it's 980.
No, we spent a bunch for the cart itself when we first got it. So it's like 705 left for you.
Oh, you spent my silver?
You spent
How
your
is
silver on
everybody?
this cart.
I spent my silver? Okay.
All of us did, actually.
Paying for
Anyway.
Garrick out of this. There
She
we
just kind
go.
of walks off to the back and everything.
Down to what, 720 silver? Or 72 gold. I got paid in gold.
Yeah, you had
Right.
gold.
I'd be willing to do a little bit of bartering for you to like break some of that up if you'd like.
Up to you?
No, I'm just bugging. It's all good.
Bear doesn't care.
All goes in the coin purse and doesn't really do much.
So I take you guys just kind of like eating everything and then get ready for the evening.
Yep.
As you guys are kind of like finishing up eating, Bart comes back out and he's just like, just want to give you a check real quick, making sure that everything is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He's cool.
Edward.
Seems to be fine.
All right. Edward did already finished up on your horses and your cart. Everything looks good.
I
Car's in
paid
great
him
shape.
directly while I was back there.
He told me. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys will be having breakfast in the morning, correct?
Yes, please.
Yes.
All right. Eggs, correct? And he just kind of points towards the Tanithil.
As many as I'm allotted.
All right. Anybody else?
Eggs and some fruit, please.
Okay.
What time is it right now?
I would say it's about 10 o'clock.
How many people are in the inn other than us?
Handful, about 4 or 5.
Do you mind if I play? And I'll hold up the lyre.
I have no issues. Play away. And he just kind of gestures to a spot off to the right-hand side of the inn. You can see that there's a carpet with a rather red, blue, and gold pattern on it with what appears to be a stool. He's like, you may sit, you may stand. If you need anything, just let me know.
I'll stand, but if you could bring me a drink and put it on that stool, that'd be lovely.
He's like, I got you. And he just kind of goes and gets you a drink, comes back and sets it down.
I'm just gonna kind of set up shop for a couple hours over in the corner, and we'll roll for performance and see how we're doing. It's been yeah.
I was gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
as you're doing that, he's just, is there anything else you guys need?
No, thank you.
At the moment, no.
That is wonderful. Thank you.
Emerald?
Let's see, 19 plus 6, 25.
You perform a great concert for everybody inside the tavern. Your music actually generates customers to like come in and listen, and as you're playing, you actually start getting people kind of like paying you coins to listen. I'd say you get about 20 gold altogether. Just playing for a few
Proud.
hours.
Proud.
As you're playing and everything, Bart actually brings you a drink. At one point, like you just see him like put a cup down and kind of like wipe it with a rag. And he's like, "My apologies." And you can see that he's kind of like getting some oil smudge marks, just kind of like off the cup and everything.
I've seen dirtier glasses. You're fine.
I apologize. And he just kind of wanders off to the back.
Cricket would like to start dancing to the music.
All right.
What is
These
Garrick
guys-
up to?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, he's
Good
actually kind of
question.
like he's actually walked to the back to the rooms. He's actually chilling in his room.
If he's already in the room, Saphir is approaching Tanathil if he's still in the bar. In the main area.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually be approaching Saphira in this.
Let's chat.
I feel like we should be keeping an eye on him. He's very antsy. I don't get.
Tanathil,
I plan on it.
you cast alarm around yourself every night. How comfortable are you going a night without it?
I mean, I could.
I can stay in your room with you to help keep an eye if it makes you more comfortable.
So you'd
I'd
like me to
like-
place an alarm so that we know if Garrick is up and about?
Please. Yes.
What I was thinking is that if we can split up watch so that we have a watch on him continuously throughout the night, then we can still get the rest we need.
There's nothing about the spell that keeps me from casting it multiple times. But
Oh.
no, I don't feel a need to alarm my own tavern room anyway. But yes, I think it's a good idea to place some of those so we know if Garrick moves around. I think put up one in the hall and one outside his window. And now would actually be a good time to make it a silent alarm.
Can we set it so that other people don't set it off? Because we don't
Well-
want the rest of the patrons or anything. We want him specific.
Yes, I can designate creatures that won't set off the alarm.
And do these rooms have like windows on the outside of them, or are they like interior rooms?
interior.
Or
They're interior.
okay, so there's no windows that can be like crawled out of.
Right.
Well, I guess I'll just designate humanoids don't set off the alarm, because we happen to have an undead with us
The
now.
living.
As
Surprise,
Saphir-
there's more undead in the inn. We just haven't
Well,
seen
I would
them.
like to know about that too.
Fair enough.
Cast turn undead in the middle of playing music. Just randomly.
Everybody, wait! Whoosh!
Would
Just
you
checking
say
the
that's
vibe.
him? Would you say that's him dropping the beat?
Yeah.
You know what to do.
Has Sylphir been sticking with Garrick?
Actually, no. Silver's actually just been kind of like sticking with the group for the most part.
Okay.
I would say that, by the way, you guys, like, as you guys are talking, you see Diane. Like, Bart went to the back and Diane, like, came out. She's been kind of, like, tending with everybody.
Well, I guess I'll need Garrick distracted for a while. Would one of you like to go speak with him for 11 minutes?
Okay, let's both go. I'm sure
Alright.
between both of us, we can keep him busy.
All right.
Let us know when you're done, Tanathil.
Right.
Thank you.
As you guys go to the back, like, Diane, as I mentioned, is kind of tending with customers. Emerald is playing his music. Cricket is dancing joyfully. As you guys go to the room that Garrick is in, you kind of knock on the door, I take it? Or do y'all just go in?
I'm gonna knock on the door first.
Y'all don't hear anything. As you guys knock on the door, no answer.
Gonna open it then.
As you open it, you see Garrick is sitting on the bed. His sword is out, and you see him just like clenching the blade. His eyes are closed. His head is down, and he's just breathing. It's really deep, as if he's trying to remain calm. That clenching on the blade, you can see the blade is starting to like pierce his skin. It's not bleeding though, but it is piercing through it.
Garrick.
Like, as you call his name, he just kind of continues looking down, breathing. Just
Garrick. A little louder.
what?
How are you holding up?
He just kind of lets go of the sword. I'm good. He just sheaths it instantly. I'm
You
fine.
don't look so
now.
good.
Probably a good thing. You squeeze much further, you're going to end up cutting your own fingers off.
I can sew them back on.
What a wonderful use of time. The urges are getting stronger, aren't they?
I'm ready to leave this city. Just saying.
What direction?
Any direction.
You know
Which
what I mean.
direction is it pulling you?
Deeper into the city, not actually away. I just want to leave. Personal wants and what I am forced to do are two different things.
So what you're saying is this person may be in the city?
Caden, I have no idea if he's here or not.
Is that not what you're drawn to?
I'm drawn to two different things. Either A, the person that would get me to the person that I need to get to, or B, the person itself. Whichever is closer. When I first woke, I was drawn to a random person on the road heading towards Aston. When I ran into them, I was drawn to have a conversation with them that led me towards Aerith, the village. The reason that I was drawn to the conversation towards the person is because they told me that they passed a group of individuals headed towards Aerith. That fit my description. When I left Aerith after killing the person I needed to, and getting the guards I needed to help defend the village, I was drawn to a would-be traveler that was alone. Apparently, he had been wandering the countryside for quite some time. It was a man in black robes. Looked partially burnt, but yeah, he pointed me to the direction of Aston, or Fort Rylock. Again, said he passed a group. Both times, pointing me in the right direction, so I don't know.
Before we ask our next questions, this man, what else was he wearing?
Which one?
Burnt
One
one.
with the burnt robes.
They're partially burnt. His, he had a hat, from what I know. Rather large brow, brim hat. Had a bit of a feather on top. It looked almost like a pirate, it seemed like. It's kind of hilarious if you ask me, to a certain extent.
Sounds like
color
it. What
feather?
direction was he going?
And it looked like he was heading towards Lencrest from what it looked like. But he was wandering around the countryside for the most part. Whenever we split, he was like, I'm supposed to be heading towards Lencrest. That's what he said, at least. And he started heading that direction. He just didn't seem sure, I'll be honest.
Interesting.
I didn't have much of a name for him, but we
I'll
talked
be
about it.
honest, I'm fascinated with his hat, and I really do want to see this hat.
You never know, maybe you get to see it, I'm not sure. It's not my thing. But
I've heard rumors of this
he-
hat before.
he had a sword and a rather interesting weapon on his back.
Interesting, how so?
It was long, about 3 feet in length, circular, then just kind of fanned out almost like a triangle at the end. It had
Interesting.
markings of arcane etched along the circular part. I've never seen it before, I'll be honest.
Hmm.
He also had bracers on his hands. I don't know much about Arcane, so I don't know what it was about.
Any symbols or anything on the bracers that you could see? Or on the weapon
There's a red ruby on the top of each.
of the bracers?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But no, he said he was headed towards Linecrest. Though the direction I found him in, he wasn't actually headed in that direction completely, but he did eventually turn in that direction. So
Hmm. He said that you want to leave the city, but yet you are compelled to go further into the city. Why did you want to leave?
I he turns towards Stalker. He goes, Stalker knows I don't kill just anyone. Hell, even whenever I first met you. Sorry. I only attacked out of being just trying to help. I don't just outright kill it. It's not my thing. I don't care for it. Find, look for, help. I don't seek. It's difference. But this is the first time that I actually am seeking something directly with a specific end, and how should I say it's uncomfortable. He just kind of looks down and he just is like, y'all don't mind if I'm alone, do y'all? I would say, by the way, the 10 minutes is up needed for the ritual.
Does he look honest?
Insight!
Holy shit.
I'm rolling that one too. That is a 17 plus a.
He looks
That's a 6.
honest.
That's a 23.
22.
He's honest.
Kind of make eye contact with Vita and indicate out the door.
You get some rest and don't do anything foolish. And stay here.
Don't think I'll be leaving for the evening.
Let me know if you need help.
Mhm.
Will do. And he
Walk
just
out
kind of
the
like
door.
looks down.
Alright, so Tanathil's just leaning on the wall out in the hall. I finished, but I felt from your conversation I probably shouldn't go in and overwhelm him.
Understood.
Understandable.
Hmm.
I'll
We
know if
should
he
let-
walks through the door now.
We should let Cricket know about that description.
That sounds exactly like the one that she was telling us about in Craden.
Yeah. Bothers me that it didn't strike Garrick as much. He was there for the description.
He
He's
doesn't
not him
care about-
anymore.
He doesn't care about anything that's not his goal. There's nothing of him left beyond this
Well,
drive and this shell.
There's not nothing, but it's not the same.
He's able to fight it a bit, but the fact remains he is undead, so he is beholden to the magic that raised him.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes, let's speak with Cricket. We'll have to take her away from her dancing for a bit.
Well, let's let her have her fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll tell her when she's done.
The spell is set. We can relax, have a drink.
Sounds good.
It's about 11 o'clock at this point. Well, actually, it's 12 actually because Emerald's been playing for a couple hours. So
But whenever Cricket is
Danced out.
Danced out.
yes. um,
Kevin, are you gonna go
gonna-
until you're tired?
beckon her over.
I'm gonna go until the music stops.
All right. How long are you playing for there, Emerald?
Probably about another half hour, a little bit after 12, and then
Oh,
have another
Okay.
drink and hang out before going to bed.
okay. About 12:30 then.
So I'm gonna order some wine or like a glass of wine, and I'm going to go and sit with Tanatal, and I'm gonna show him the drawing of the staff that I drew from the description Garrett gave me back when we were at the first camp when we first found him.
Is this anything I'm familiar with?
Roll a history check.
History it is. 22.
I would say that you actually do know of the staff. That you've got some ideas. Shoot. I realized that I don't actually have the name of it pulled directly up. Give me a second. I apologize. I'm usually more prepared.
It's called
All right.
the ugly stick.
Ugly stick.
He hits every single body with it to raise them.
Oh my god. All right. So the staff actually looks really familiar to a staff that you know from your history called the Mormatar. It gives the ability of the person to essentially when they animate dead, okay, usually the concentration is held on the person, therefore they can only have so many dead under their control, correct?
Mhm.
The staff essentially focuses the concentration onto the staff itself. The person can constantly cast animate dead, and that concentration just be linked to the staff. Therefore, they don't have to hold the spell. So they can just continually cast animate dead, and it gets bigger, or the amount of undead that they control grows.
So there's just no limit for how many undead they can control when they have the
No
staff.
limit when they have the staff.
That's
So-
essentially what the markings on it did say.
All right, so we have a staff that allows a necromancer to bypass their most important limit.
They took thousands of people from Fort Rylock.
So the zombies there are under a necromancer's control. So they
And if
were
you remember at Aston, they were going and they were taking people from the outskirts. We were talking with the people Carl from the camp there.
right.
That the one, and he was saying that there were 3 raiding parties that were going around throughout the town, and they were taking people. We found the carts. We broke the carts open. There were 35 people there alone who are
Yes.
going to be taken for this.
I guess those zombies we fought did act in a intelligent manner.
They were gathering more.
Where's Carl?
I was just
I was
about to
just
ask.
wondering the same thing. I'm
So
like,
the
oh no.
Bureau would probably just have him be roomed with her if no one else.
Works for me.
Would
How
that be
about
any
this?
extra?
Here's the issue, though. How did Carl not get busted by the guard?
Oh, did they know his face?
He
No,
was
they didn't know
buried
his
in the
face. But
billows.
Just a very
But,
simple,
like-
subtle say anything, and it's going to be real bad for you.
okay, so how about this? You'll basically make
Weekend
him
at
act like part of the
Bernie's and
party.
just like carry him out of
Yeah.
the cart with the party.
I was gonna say he acted like part of the party. At this point, he's just chilling, hanging out back. How about that? Tied up,
Because that's not going to draw suspicion from Edward.
or
I
just
think
bring him inside?
I think in Stalker's room is
Probably bring him in.
perfectly fine.
Okay, he's in Stalker's room.
He's tired. He had a
unbound
long journey.
for the
We
distance
completely forgot
from
about
outside
Carl.
of the inn
Yeah, we did.
to the room.
When you
Anyway.
forget about the party's pets.
The chicken we remember
It's not a
always.
goldfish.
Love for the chicken. Mm-mm.
Anyway, at that point, continue.
A slight digression.
So yeah, we gotta get
We
to
have
this
to stop
staff.
that staff. This staff is a big problem. You attack with an undead horde, you kill everyone, and then you just raise them again. There's no limit. That's not good.
And Cricket's gonna look over to their table since the music has stopped. And observe.
Yeah, we're gonna actually wave her over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna point to her. Like,
She just waits back.
Here.
come here.
Sit. No, she's gonna
We're
choose who to sit next to. She's gonna sit next to Tanto this time.
hello. We're keeping a close eye on Garrick. I have an alarm set on his door to alert me if he leaves. Keep in mind, and this will be a phrase worth repeating, undead are inherently evil.
Teaching the Kenku so many phrases.
Yes. This is an important one. He may seem like himself, but he's still stuck with whatever rules he has to follow, and those will overwhelm anything we knew of Garrick before he died. He is itching to get up and hunt for his prey, and we need to make sure that no one innocent gets caught in his way.
I see.
He said that he can't kill Carl. He didn't say he can't hurt him.
Right. And he says he can't kill people other than his targets, but I don't know if we
There-
can take that at face value.
What if
There's a
there's
wide
theme?
range between living and dead, though, and let's not explore that.
Right.
Have him explore that.
I will walk up to the table now and sit down after picking up all my stuff.
You
You
play
say-
beautifully as always, Emerald.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Thank you.
A gift. Vida, Tanato, your lips say strong necromancer.
Yes.
Right.
Morgana is strong necromancer.
Yes.
Morgana, daughter of goddess Valdez.
Morgana, daughter of Valdus, goddess of death. Garrick wouldn't
Maybe-
tell us who raised him.
No, maybe help. Maybe Morgana aid.
I have thought the same. Could be one of those
Patron?
two.
Like Shiva, like Tobor. They worship, so stronger in magic.
If
Carl said Kolvik magic base.
Mhm.
Stronger in magic for survival, so level balance not great.
Level balance could be great if they did things like use their magic to create food for their people instead of this nonsense.
Yes, but
No balance at all. This is power.
like here, some towns different rule, weird culture. There maybe rule strict, not allowed, break law.
Mhm.
To control,
To keep a power difference, to keep people desperate, possibly.
Must be the case.
fuel hate, fuel war. Hmm.
The people in power want the war, you're saying? And the people underneath may not, but don't have much choice.
I can't. Gerald, Gerard.
Gerard, yeah.
Gerard.
Gerard have big hate. I think his hate less than captains, leaders.
You think his hate was small compared to the ones in charge?
If
I wonder if
is-
it's hate that fuels them, though, or if it's desire for power.
Hate can be very, very powerful in
Mhm.
some creatures.
Mm-hmm.
which
This
is
the
sad.
stuff that they have is a problem. I don't know what the politics are there. I don't know what the dynamics are there. What I do know is that this stuff is a problem.
Well, it gives the wielder the capacity to just continue cascading their horde out and growing limitlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Carl if no Morgana. If significant.
If we have deities directly involved, the world is in danger as a whole.
Deities don't seem to be involved.
I think Vita's right. You said that the mother of Morgana is the goddess of death,
Valdis, yes.
which means she wouldn't want people being taken
Well,
from the state of death and brought back to the living, would she?
well, cricket theory.
I don't know enough about gods to know that.
In book, Shiva, sister of Morgana. Morgana favored over Shiva.
Mhm.
Because Morgana take down Hunters of Eternity. Shiva not big accomplished. Shiva probably want to return for accomplish or revenge. Morgana fueled by power, so already strong. Shiva wants power.
By the way, out of curiosity, that alarm was it set to just to chime off in your head there, Tanathil?
Yeah, it'll be a silent alarm just for me.
All right, and I'd say you guys, it's probably almost like 1:30 in the morning at this point, and y'all left Garrick alone for quite a bit. I would say at this point,
Hour and a half
as
by now.
yeah, as you guys are talking, the alarm kind of like sounds off in your head there, Tanathil. Like I'm pretty
Oh,
sure you kind of like instantly like look in that direction. I would say.
right.
Like as like you kind of like turn and look in that direction, you see Garrick just like kind of like clenching his sword. His hand is up, like on the wall, and he's kind of like hunched over. Like you see, like he's trying to like one foot is kind of like ready forward to like kind of like bolt, and you see him just kind of like fighting the urge, like to just not move. And like as you kind of like just, I would say you kind of like look and grab everybody else's attention. Correct?
Yeah, I'll say to everyone else, he's active. Don't alert him that we know. We need to see how far this goes.
Are we going to let him go and see where he goes then?
I'm
Well,
sorry. What are we talking about? Who's active?
Like as
Garrick.
Emerald is saying this, Garrick begins to like just kind of like
Oh,
walking towards, and you see like Bart is just like, ah, I missed somebody. He just kind of like is walking towards Garrick, and he's just like, sir, is there anything? And he just kind of like gets a little startled, and Garrick just kind of like puts his hand on his chest. Bart just kind of like just looking at him like all concerned, and Garrick just kind of like pushes past him and just begins making his way towards the door. He just kind of like look at it, and he just looks at you guys, and he's like, "Hey, it's one of yours, if I'm not mistaken, correct?"
Yes, he's not feeling well.
he's probably on his way out to get some air. Let's just let him go and get some air right now. He's had a rough journey.
Okay, and he just kind of keeps an eye on him as well. Garrett just kind of like goes out the door and then just kind of like instantly makes a left, like down the road.
So I'm
My
gonna
bad.
re-up my mage
Apologies.
armor.
Right.
How lit are the streets out there?
Dim light. So dark vision, you guys would see it. It'd be perfectly fine.
Light. Yeah.
It's those without dark vision. How well would they see?
I'd say you guys could see about 40, 50 feet in front of you, but that's about it.
I'm not good at being sneaky at following someone, so perhaps we should
Info.
have someone who's a little sneakier keep a closer eye on him and we can follow further behind.
I'll have my owl scout from the sky, keep an eye on him that way. And
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not super stealthy. Cricket, I believe,
Info.
is.
Mhm.
So you can get the closest to him to try to make sure he's
I'm gonna want
not actively hurting someone.
yep, I'm gonna want stealth rolls for anybody that's gonna be stealthy, trying to follow him.
Okay. I have
That's gonna
advantage
be
because
heading.
I'm a boon.
Okay.
From
Saphira's gonna
everyone,
hang
even if
back a
we're
little
sticking
bit.
a little further back.
Yeah. I'm gonna if
Okay.
you guys are like since you guys are gonna stick further back and everything, I do want advantage from it. The
We'll
stealth rolls.
stay like 3, 4 blocks
Minimum,
back.
yeah.
How many
Yeah, if
beans?
you
Like
guys are far back, don't worry about stealth roll.
Okay.
If you're giving me advantage, I get a straight roll.
25.
Just take the armor off, man.
25 stealth.
18 for Saphira being a little further back.
Okay.
Sylphir is in the room with Carl, and
Okay.
she'll just leave him there.
Cricket.
25 stealth.
Cricket's just like jumping from rooftop to rooftop, just like kind of like keeping an eye on, just like looking down from a perch.
My ninja rig.
Emerald.
I
Are
mean,
you
I'm
far
with
back with
I'm
are
with
you
the
with
back
Fina
of the
and
pack.
Tanithil?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then Saphira and Cricket are up ahead of everybody, just kind of like keeping an eye on Garrick. Garrick does notice Saphira, like he does kind of like his head turns.
Is that with Saphira further back?
Is
She's
that with
not all the way in the back, but back far enough for the advantage. She's because it's dark, she's not trying
Right.
to stay up
What
as
was
close as
what was your
Cricket.
roll?
18.
Well, 18. Yeah, he's still like I would say like at one point
I just wanted to
I would
clarify.
say like when he like turns down a corner, like you think he would like get a little further and like you kind of like get up to the edge where he's like not as far down as you thought and kind of like back up, just wait.
Okay.
And yeah, because it won't like anyway, yeah.
I
So
got
then
you. No
like
worries. I just wanted to
yeah.
clarify.
So he does like realize like someone is following him. He doesn't know it's exactly you, but he also doesn't care too much, I would say. Like he just kind of like looks over his shoulder and he just kind of like puts his head back and he just keeps walking towards the harbor. You also notice like his pace is starting to kind of like quicken. It's getting faster. And then he gets to the point he's practically at a jog. And you see like he just kind of like pulls out both his swords, just kind of like flipped to be where they're kind of like underhanded and everything. You're just kind of like bolting in that direction.
I do want to take note that I have a movement speed increased by 10 feet for the next 6 hours.
Yeah,
Is
you're
that
keep
as one of my boons.
The poor little gnome with his short legs is never going to be able to outrun the Kenku monk with like 60 movement on a single turn for regular movements. You're good, I promise.
Looking at Cricket's list of boons right now.
Right. Cricket's just like all she's doing is just kind of like boink, 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 boink. It's just like, okay, I keep an eye on him. I got
I
him.
have the music in my head, and I'm just like really pumped up from Emerald's music still.
After a while of like Garrick just kind of like running and everything, you see him like kind of like bolt down an alleyway and just kind of like freeze up. He stands there for a couple of minutes. You can see like he's just taking those deep breaths in.
We'll get up to about a block away from him if he's stationary now.
Yeah, he's stationary.
Keep using the owl to scout for us so we know how far away to stay.
He takes a rather large deep breath. His head kind of like turns to the night sky, and you just see he takes it in and just bolts instantly down the right. He's just running through the streets. Eventually, you see that he comes to in the harbor. He bypasses a bunch of people. They're all kind of like taking notice of this person running through the street with, after a while, with swords out, and they're just kind of like looking at him. He eventually gets to what appears to be an abandoned building, possibly a warehouse. It's at the far end of the dock. You just see him just kind of run up to it. He's staring at it, and you just see him just kind of like scanning it, looking around, and eventually just kind of like sets his sights on the door, and you just see him just takes his sword and then just digs it right into where the door handle is, and just snaps it, and the door and just creaks open, and he just walks straight in.
And he sort of. Sorry, I got warehouse in my head. Now it's not warehouse. Okay. Any sort of openings in the roof? Is a band is like damaged in
Yeah,
the roof or
like you're
windows or
seeing
anything
like as you're kind of like checking it out because you're seeing him going into the front entrance, like you see that there's like boarded up windows on the roof. There's actually a couple of spots where there's holes and you can like drop down in.
Mm-hmm.
You see that people actually do notice him going in. Like he's not being very secretive about this part. He's just kind of going for it. And they just kind of like look at him and just kind of keep going. One person just kind of, you hear them like kind of like whisper, "Do we need to get the guards?" Like just whispering that as
Cricket's
they
gonna
walk by
jump
you
down
guys.
like silently, like, sorry, Grandpa, senile. And then
And then just kind of like, but
yeah.
yeah, I would say this building's rather large. It's about, I would say 50 feet long at least. It's rather large. It looks to be, like I said, a warehouse, customs building.
Is it a full moon?
I would say so, yes.
You
Cool.
monster that's been in my brain this entire time. Get out of my head!
So that's the only time that a person turns into a warehouse.
Well, I believe it's more a storage building turns into a warehouse.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's a regular house. Just regular house turns into warehouse. Oh my god.
Anyway,
Not a regular
after
wolf that turns into a werewolf.
I will get a succubus to go after Tanathil. It
Man,
killed
I'm
him
ready to
once, it'll
stab
kill
this
again.
time. Let's go.
It killed Tanathil once.
Sure, Tanith will be fine.
Yeah, with him going in there, like breaking his way in, I think we need to run up after him.
Absolutely.
Can I get my owl to like fly in through an upper window? Can it find
Yeah.
an opening to get in there?
Yeah, it just kind of like glides in and flies and just does kind of like a wide circle around the room, kind of like looking for Garrick. Garrick, at this point, like the inside, it's got like a bunch of countertops and shelvings and everything, and then kind of like off to the side, there's areas to like put crates and everything. You see, he's just kind of like walking down these halls, and you just see him just kind of like grabbing a door handle and then just kind of like freezing for a moment before letting go and moving on, as if almost like he's kind of like sensing a particular person. I take it you guys following
Mm-hmm.
stealthily or
As stealthily as possible while keeping up with him.
roll stealth checks, please.
Okey-doke.
Yeah, I think I want to stay outside until we know something bad is going on, so we don't ruin the operation.
Alright, so you're gonna stay outside?
I stay with Tanithil because he does have foul.
Yeah, we've got that to
Three.
be able to see what's going on.
I'm also staying outside because I'm not.
Saphir is
20.
not, but that's not a good stealth check. That is a 7.
23.
Alright. So Cricket, Saphira, you guys are going in.
Mhm.
Fida?
I'm staying with Tanithil.
Okay, so Fida, Tanithil, and Emerald are outside. Cricket, Saphira, you guys are going in. Saphira, like not even a few steps in, you just run into like what appears to be like a bunch of boxes that were like kind of on the ground that you couldn't really see. It just kicks it across the room, and it makes a rather large noise. Like Garrick, who's like kind of like there's a door that's like already you see been pried open that he's kind of went down. There's a hallway that leads. Like he actually kind of like stops and kind of like turns his head, but then just his head just is forced to look in a particular direction and just he keeps going. He travels down this hallway that's about 20 feet long. At the end, or actually, it's about 40 feet long. My bad. 40 feet long. There's a door at the end that he pries open that opens to a stairway. They begins kind of going down. You continue to follow, like down this hallway and everything.
I have Saphira a little bit more back than me. Stay back.
As
Is the owl with us?
yeah, it's flying. It's just doing large circles and then kind of like goes to the hallway and then just flies out.
Yeah, I'm looking through its eyes.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're relaying what you see to us
Yeah,
quietly. So it's if he's going down the hallway, we should probably head in so he doesn't get too far away.
And I
it's
follow.
looking that way, but we're almost certainly going to alert him that we're here. Though that crash makes me think one of our companions already did so.
Would you
I
put a
know who
hunter
did
in
it,
an
but
urban
I'll keep
jungle?
that private for you.
as Garrick is going down this stairway, travels down by about 15 feet. It leads to another door that he just kind of pries open.
If it was Garrick, he would have looked into what that crash was. He's continued on.
Yeah, he can't help himself. How big is the warehouse overall?
Like it's 50 feet in length and about, I would say, 60 feet in width. The hallway basically went. There was a countertop, and then just behind the countertop, there's a door. The door leads to a hallway that was about 20 feet in length, and then it went over 40. And then that leads to a stairwell
Okay, so
that
this is like,
actually leads underneath the building.
We're going to basement level now.
Yes.
so the main level is just kind of sectioned off, but you can still see it from above.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll stop looking through my owl's eyes for a little bit, look to Emerald and Fida.
Out
So
of
I'm going
curiosity, were
to.
y'all standing behind Tanithil? Out of curiosity?
Or beside him.
So I'd say you would have to turn and face you guys, correct? To a
Yeah,
certain extent.
Yeah.
Tanithil's like, you kind of like turn and look. You can see actually off in the distance, about 100 feet, there's a group of people headed y'all's direction, about 5, that are kind of like wearing cloaks to a certain extent. They're just trying to like stick to the shadows and everything. They are heading in your direction. The dim light is probably preventing them from seeing you guys, most likely. But they are heading in your direction. There's 5 of them.
We've got some company.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go in to see if I can prevent Garrick from doing something we'll regret. Can the two of you keep those people outside the warehouse?
We'll do our best.
We can certainly try.
Looking through my owl's eyes, I'm going to misty step into the warehouse just as far as I can, because it's a 30-foot teleport to a location I can see. So,
Okay.
familiar sight. I will
Hmm.
teleport like through as many sectioned off walls as I can to get close to the stairwell.
Okay. And you want to be stealthy, trying to get to them?
Yeah, I will try to move quietly, but I'm gonna try to like catch all the way up to him now.
Alrighty. Roll stealth. As he's doing that, those people get closer and closer, and you guys can actually see Fida, like as like you turn, you can also see them with your vision.
Mhm.
The cloaks that they're on, you can see that they're actually wearing they're bulged in certain spots, so you can clearly see that they're wearing some sort of armor underneath. They've got from what you see as you're kind of also looking at them, you can see that they're swords that are sheathed. And they're kind of their heads are down, and they're just kind of like walking in y'all's directions. They kind of like look back and forth, just trying to keep an eye on themselves. As they get closer, one of them kind of like takes the lead of the group and just kind of approaches y'all and is walking by you. And as they walk by, they just go, "We prefer that you leave," and just kind of like goes past. This person like goes past and kind of like goes in. It was a female's voice. From what you can see of this person, because they are just kind of like walking by. I don't know if you're going to try and stop them at all.
How far is the group at this point?
Yeah.
The group behind this individual person, I would say, is about 30 feet behind her.
So they're within 30 feet of us.
Right. She's walking by you guys. She's not trying to like directly start a fight, but she is telling you to leave.
How far away are Cricket, Tanathil, and Stalker from me?
They're still inside.
I need a
They're-
distance, an actual distance. I have spells that can reach them.
I would say probably
Do they
about
need line
75.
of sight?
I'd say 90 feet. 90 feet.
I'm going to cast message and I need to be familiar with the target, 120 feet range. It's one
Mhm.
action. And none of the things that block it can actually block it in this case, so I'm going to let Stalker know there's a group of 5 people coming into headed to the warehouse.
As she tries to walk past us, Emerald's going to kind of try and puff themselves up to look large. You say, why can't we talk for a second? And I would like to reach under my beard and grab my holy symbol and use Order's Demand.
Need a roll, does she need a roll for anything?
The entire party of them needs to roll a wisdom saving throw or be charmed.
Okay.
I present my holy symbol. Each creature of my choice that can see or hear me within 30 feet must succeed a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. So
It's a DC 15.
okay. And they also need a roll. Where is my thing that I needed? Boink. I gotta make 5 rolls here. Give me a second.
Time.
So 4. Yep. 4 like kind of like stop and then just feel like, yeah, sure. But the person is like kind of like walking by you guys. Kind of just like stops and just looks at you. And it's just like, any particular reason?
Well, you see, we have a friend trying to work their way through a bender, and we're trying to retrieve him before he does anything stupid. I'd prefer if there wasn't any confrontation in the matter.
I will tell your friend to leave when I find them. And she just kind of continues walking. The other 4, though, are like standing, I guess, wanting to talk to you.
It's only for 6 seconds to charm this until the next round, but
Oh,
it's enough to get attention.
yep. Like the other 4 are just like, we don't mind to talk. The other one is just like, I will tell them to leave when I see them. And you like, as she walks forward, the cloak kind of like billows, and you can see like on her left side is a sword, and on her right you can see like what appears to be like just a bunch of like vials or like canister type things that look to be almost like disposable traps of some sort. As she's just walking by you, heading inside the warehouse. The other 4 like kind of like quickly just kind of like and begin to kind of like follow behind her. What's Emerald? What's Emerald and Fida doing? You guys letting her go?
I don't really know what I could do to stop her, aside from combat.
And as we have a friend in there already who is going to get this person out, can we just give them a chance to get them out and leave in peace? We did not anticipate running into
as,
anyone,
like-
so we're just trying to get our friend out.
As like you say this, she just kind of like stops as like she's kind of like opening the door. She's kind of like looks at it. You got more than one friend?
We were trying to retrieve a friend on a bender, but we had 2 couple able-minded people inside retrieving them.
All we want to do is get our friend out and go. We don't want any problems. We just want to get our friend and just go.
We are not here for anything in the warehouse. We don't really care who you are or what you may have in here. We just want to get him back so he can get better.
And then just go to bed. We've been traveling all day.
Go get some rest.
Sure, after we get our friend.
At this point, she just ignores you and just goes in. Like she just waltz in. At this point, like you can see that like she's just like kind of annoyed and just kind of begins to walk in. The other 4 are just kind of like following behind her.
I would like her to make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Same thing, DC 15.
Okay. What do you got?
Suggestion.
Okay.
Did she pass or fail?
She failed.
Cool. I'm gonna just kind of call her in. You know, why don't we at least give them a chance to retrieve him before you go in?
How long does suggestion last?
Concentration up to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. as you do this, Garrick has been like kind of like going down this hallway that this stairway leads to, and eventually comes to a door. And he just kind of like stands there and freezes, and you see like he's just clenching his teeth, and eventually just kind of like uses his shoulder to just crash into it, and just and like the door snaps and breaks at the hinges, and the door at the doorknob and everything. It just kind of breaks open, and as he does, there's three people inside that automatically, like as soon as he like cracks and breaks into this room, like just instantly stand up, and like you hear this, Saphira and Cricket. You guys hear this, and I'm pretty sure at this point, Tanthil, you're running up to them.
Yeah, I'm able to get up to him without him noticing me.
Yeah, like he's not noticing you at this point, I would say. So he's really focused on this room, and like you guys hear him just kind of yell. Like at this point, he's just like, "Where's Riva?" And he just clenching his teeth, saying this name. And the people that are inside this room, I don't think you guys can see because y'all aren't there yet. And they're just like, "What?" Like just kind of like startled. Tanthil, though, you are with Saphira and Cricket at this point, and you guys are close enough. What are you guys doing upon hearing all
Cricket's a
this?
little bit ahead of
I'm a little
Saphira.
bit ahead.
Okay.
Do these people? Do I have line of sight of those three people?
Yeah. The line of sight of the three people that you see, you can barely make out to them, but one of them is actually wearing the Howling Wolf's armor, the insignia.
Hmm.
The other two appear to be people of like of nobility of possible sort that are kind of wearing robes of some with multiple different colors. They're just kind of like startled
What
that
colors?
one is red, white, and black, and the other one is uh, a blue and gray color. The one that's red, white, and black is a male with black hair and blue eyes. The one that is wearing the blue and gray colors is a female with blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
She's about 5'8".
Sorry,
The gentleman
I
oh,
had
go ahead,
something in my
sorry.
notes of the colors of the guards back in. Oh, what's that town? Crap.
Reading.
Craig,
Yeah, Creighton. I kept thinking
gotcha.
Colden. I was like, that's not the same. Colden. I'm just trying to remember the noble guards, the king's guards, the kingdom's guard. Something. One of them was blue. One of them had blue in them, and I'm trying to remember which one it was. Because it looks similar to those guards.
No,
Okay.
you're good.
Okay.
As he's like yelling, "Where's Riva?" He's kind of like yelling, "Where's Riva?" I sense her presence. She's here, and they're just kind of like, "Who? Who are you speaking to?" And like he just kind of like pulls out his sword. Like you can actually see this.
I am going to be pretty much muscles tense to bolt to make sure that there's no harm done to intersect him if he decides to swing.
Okay. You just see him just kind of like point his sword at the Howling Wolves person. He's like, "She's here. I know it." And like eventually, like he just kind of like you just see this gnome this gnome just kind of like walk up and just go to grab onto this person with his sword, just kind of like this. Emerald, you Fida are at this point up top with a female, and she's like, "I will let your friends get your other one that's on the bender."
I
Thank you.
greatly appreciate that. He's been having a hell of a time of late, and I'd hate for his urges to bring any issues to the town we just got here. That's not good taste.
No, but I do have a rather important meeting to attend to. If you can please hurry things along.
I'm sure they are trying to retrieve him with all haste. Like I said, we really have no stock for what may be in the warehouse. Just trying to get him back so we can get him some good rest.
Mm-hmm.
At the sphere, you guys hear Garrick yelling at these people.
So how far away are we at this point?
You guys are like 30 feet away. And you're just kind of like outside letting Cricket like kind of like look in for you and watch what's happened.
Yeah,
What do you guys-
Saphir is tensed and ready to run in.
Cricket's
Cricket
going
moves.
to gesture to Tanithil of like send, and then like the shoulder with the insignia.
Okay. So I'll message Fida that we have. What's this group called?
Howling
Wolves.
Howling Wolves
Wolves.
people here.
How many?
Oh, yeah, we can just message back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both have. So we're just gonna have like
You
conversation
can
phone call here.
respond and cast it.
We're just gonna phone call here.
Yeah.
Well, like,
Uh-huh.
because I haven't seen in the room yet, I'll gesture back to Cricket. 2, 3. How many? 3. All right, there are 3 of them. Garrick is screaming at them for his target.
I'm gonna message back. We've managed to stop them up here. Who is it that he's looking for? If he screamed a name, who is it?
What was the name he screamed?
Reva.
Riva. Is that someone we're familiar with?
Haven't
Nope.
heard the name yet. I'm going to message Emerald and say, they're looking for a person named or he's screaming for a
Is he
person
right
named
beside
Riva.
you?
Yes, but there's the other people right there too.
Don't want them to hear it.
Yeah, so it's like they've managed to find Garrick. Garrick is screaming for a person named Riva. There's howling wolves in that room.
Well, it seems... Oh, go ahead, Cricket. You go first.
Cricket's going to walk in. Hello. My friend is lost and mad. Angry. Sorry. Senile.
At that point, the gentleman that is wearing the red, white, and black nobility kind of like outfit just turns to the guy in the middle that's wearing the Howling Wolves armor, who's now that you're actually able to like kind of like look in, you get a better like sense. He's actually got like a rather nice dual swords on either side. His armor is actually like rather well kept. And you can see there's actually like bracings in certain key locations. The gentleman that's next to him just goes, I hate to be the one that has to do this, but this has turned into a quite unexpected evening. And you just see him like pull something out of his robe and drop it.
Cricket will catch it.
Roll a dex save.
Oh, boy.
That is a. Hold on. 25.
Like
Dex
as
save.
you catch it, like you just kind of like drop down and grab it. It's a rather small ball. They're just kind of like holding it. And he's just like,
You almost dropped this.
I was hoping that it.
It looks like a fruit.
She eats it and all the smoke explodes in her mouth.
Actually, it is. He just kind of like looks at you, she's like, it is. Care to try it?
Oh, no. No, I ate earlier.
Puts in.
Have it back then. It's just like kind of like reaches for it.
Can I get an inside check on like that
He's
he
gonna
was
roll.
trying to
Yeah,
trick me?
right. I was gonna say insight, and I'm rolling deception.
I'm good at these. Natural 20. That's a 20.
Fucking hell. Yeah, no. You're just like, yeah, no, I'm not trusting that.
Well, you don't mind if I keep the litter for snack? I'll keep it.
Sure.
Thank you.
How about this? You keep that one, and he holds up a different one at this point. He's like, and
Don't
I'll
drop
keep
it.
this one. Won't. And just like instantly just clenches.
Can I reach out for him?
Make a deck safe. Make a deck safe.
I love this freaking pink dice. That's another natural 20.
That's fine.
It's a 28.
Like as like he does this, you just kind of like flinch for a second. That actually saves you. Bright light just through the entire room. He doesn't know that you've actually like closed your eyes, and we're gonna end that there for tonight.
Okay.
You
All
dropped the
right.
fruit.
I was just going to have a talk with the lady upstairs. And now we got exciting stuff going on. I'm here for
That
it.
being said, Otter, will you close us out?
Yeah. Make sure to tune in the rest of the week. We do have more games coming up. Tomorrow, we have Cap's Game of the Troubleshooters. On Tuesday, we have another episode of A World at War, ran by Jason. Wednesdays, we have Falskallen Knights, run by JT. Thursday, we have... Wow, my brain just completely erased itself for a second there.
Wow.
A Knight's Ransom,
Yeah.
ran by Maddie. That will be our last episode of that one for the year, so make sure to check that one out. Saturdays will be returning in the new year for more of the Stolen Cities, and we'll be back here on Sunday for another episode of Varinheim.
And with that, we will see you guys later. Good night.
Good night.
Night.